Throw those buttons into the sun.
The buttons will never survive.
That's what you think.
So
I'm
I think
terrified if they do.
everyone but Zip should be the ones recapping, because a lot of shit happened off screen and a lot of shit happened on screen.
Yeah.
I agree.
And I think we're not going to let that happen again because that was a little much. So, hey. Hooray.
Hooray.
I guess I'll let you two decide then whether you should roll or pick. Go ahead.
We can.
We might just switch back and forth. I'm sure
That's
I'm
fair.
not going to remember everything.
That is fair.
I'll say it starts with getting back and meeting Diana.
Yeah.
And then the fight. Yeah.
Yup.
Yeah.
So do you want to recap the session and then the between session?
Yeah, that's what we're gonna have to.
Yep.
So yeah, we get back to Sherwood. Aidin is full throttle panicking, and they make it to the Rangers area, and
Barracks.
that's where they meet. Yeah, barracks. Thank you. And that's where they meet Diana, who is an emissary of Nimue. We go back and forth, tell her that we need to take care of the situation, and so we head out to the cave. There, we scout out carefully, and we make it back to the lab, which is a lot nicer than I recalled it or it being in general. And there was blood everywhere, and we were trying to find any clues, any information, and Diana found some ruins in the process. And then as we were getting into one hallway, we encountered some mummy centaurs that we had to deal with. And then they had a key on them, which led to an opening, which was a well, down into a lab. And in this lab, there were giant, what's the word I'm looking for?
Metal transmutation circles.
Thank you. Giant transmutation circles that were broken. Pieces of this place were just missing into chasms. Vats that were broken and just pouring over the side. And then some that, were totally fine. Blood everywhere still. We followed this trail and we eventually got further in to where we saw all these bookcases, which Diana then realized were really old books from the Library of Alexandria. And they made it over to this desk, and Diana happened to see a pile, which Aidin then went to go inspect because he saw remnants of the Rangers there, to where he found the very familiar arm of a Ranger named Soren, and they started digging him out. Come to find out, Soren was merged with the nightmare body of Archon. And that was a really tough fight because Anise and Aidin didn't want to hurt him and tried really hard to kind of call out to him. Diana intimidated him. And eventually he was knocked out, and we brought him back upstairs after we tried to put out the fire, which took a hot minute, but we contained it. And come to find out, they were, in fact, their souls were together. And we found out that Shelara had taken the other Rangers with her, and yeah, it was not a good time. Soren was ready to pass. Archon wanted to fight her, and then eventually we made it out there afterwards. He is now passed away. Nimue passed on Soren. Aidin passed on Archon, and then they went to go deal with a druid meeting after parting ways with Diana for the night. You want to take from there?
So Anise just wanted answers, so she went to try and find anyone in charge in Sherwood, and so the faction leaders were still there, and they were now handing out these roses that started out without any color, and then if you spoke the name of a color that responded to one of the factions, they would turn that color to signify that you are going to be supporting that particular faction. They made a beeline for Scribe's house, where there was a note saying he was out watering the plants, and Aidin figured out that he meant special plants. No, not weed. The the dryads. So we went to the grove and found out that he had been casting the spell Druid Grove for several days in a row in the area with the dryads to make sure that they were safe and all that good stuff. Anise basically told him about everything that had happened to her that day, including being on the boat and fighting our Archon Sorin fusion and having to basically put him down, and bury him and all that, and demanded to know why there was a lab under the wellspring, and Scribe had no idea what she was talking about. So that was fun. Then Aidin requested that he gather all of the faction leaders and other influential people in Sherwood for a meeting, and they went to the meeting, and Aidin explained and has helped clarify the whole situation with making the deal with the butcher and the circumstances as to why there was a red alert and all that. How basically they don't need to do the patrols anymore because nobody actually knows about Sherwood or anything like that. Margaret was being kind of testy, and Anise rolled real low on a will save and just basically yelled at her, and she yelled back, and they had a fight, and Anise told her to go fuck off to the other side if she thinks that's such a good idea. And at some point, and then basically it's Aidin's village, Aidin's part of Sherwood, mostly all are in favor of going to the other side, but none of them realize how dangerous it is over there, or that the mana is draining from that side too. And then Felix implied something about Anise that she thought was hella suspicious, so she told him to meet them outside the inn later that night to discuss more things, and Anise kind of stormed out angrily after angering Margaret. Let's see, they went and had dinner at the inn, or some whatever meal at the inn, and Felix eventually did show up, and Diana saw that they had all gathered and followed them to a little clearing off in the woods where Anise led Felix so they could have a conversation a little more private. I haven't reread this part recently, so I'm going to, I think, leave things out. But they all basically wanted to find out who Felix's connections are so that they can know whether he's suspicious or not. They had a discussion with Felix where he revealed mainly all of his contacts in Clock Tower are the quote-unquote good guys. Like, he knows of Vivi and respects her. He knows El-Melloi respects him. We asked him about Piers, and he cringed a lot and mentioned that Piers has been doing research about drawing mana out of... Sorry, I haven't reread this part. I'm trying to remember what the big takeaway from the Piers thing was. The big takeaway, I think, was that Piers is a fucking lunatic, and they've been trying to keep him from draining mana out of artifacts. Not really successfully. But Felix thinks that maybe his research might be a way to go about saving the world from the mana drain.
Yeah, they're already referencing it, is what they said.
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially the situation there was that he's been... the research that he's been doing as part of, his obsessions for some time might be useful for the purposes of dealing with the drain situation, because he knows more about moving mana between different objects, or unfortunately different creatures, than most. But they've been trying to manage him through suggestions and pointing him in directions, since they don't really like for the same reasons that most of you don't like him. They don't really like him doing the whole absorbing mana from living creatures thing. since it makes it really hard to have an alliance.
Let's see. We found out that Clock Tower has really bad cybersecurity, and he's able to just easily hack in and see their documents with his funny flat cell phone that has no buttons on it. And then Anise was suspicious because he mentioned that she has a Game Boy and a copy of Pokemon, but she's only ever written that down and told maybe 3 people, but it just so happened that he was working at the shop she bought it from, and that's how he knows that she has it. But for a while there, she was like, I don't know, he's read my diary, that bitch. But no, it was just that he happens to be at the right place at the right time.
The boring answer, but the one that has been in place since you told me you bought it secondhand.
You sounded weird just now.
Yeah, like.
Oh, was I peeking or something?
No,
like
your
really
audio
close right
quality
now.
just sounds like it's from the mid-2000s.
Ooh,
You're slightly underground.
exciting. Is it any better now?
No,
No,
it's
you're
like you're
really
coming
loud.
out of
No.
a CB radio.
Oh, okay.
Did it switch inputs on you randomly?
Doesn't say that it did, but let's mess with stuff anyway.
Yeah, the
Sound is-
TLDR from the Felix conversation is that we don't sound weird now, do we?
No,
You don't sound weird.
Okay. The TLDR from that is that he seems like he's got connections with good people, or at least neutral people. I was so taken aback I got out of my accent. And Anise trusts him as about as much as she can trust a human. They exchanged contact information. The rose that she was given, she went ahead and turned it white, but she also she made one with her staff that was black, and she's keeping that one around just in case. Just in case she has to start her own party with blackjack and hookers.
Yeah.
Forget the party.
That tracks.
We were gonna call it the Get Shit Done Party.
Yeah.
That sounds like it could be popular.
Yeah,
I tried to
audio
unmute.
sounds weird.
Still bad?
So,
Yeah.
still, yeah, it's
Okay.
not great.
Yeah, I'm seeing that on the little bars are all peaking now, even though I'm at very low volume.
Yeah, it's like picking up all sorts of background static too.
Cool.
I can.
Oh, I bet I know. Hold on.
I'll say I'll start
I
like the
get
first
better?
part. Oh, you're very far away now, like tiny voice.
Okay, but it got better, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I know what it is.
You're
It's
very tiny.
the itty bitty
That's the
voice.
best way to
Itty bitty
describe
voice.
it.
This should maybe be more in line with normal now.
It's a little quieter than usual, but you don't sound like you're coming out of a CB radio.
All right.
gonna-
Let me. I think I know what's doing it. I think it's the recording program. The backup recording
Oh.
has its
Oh.
own levels that override everything and makes it
Oh, there
bad.
you are.
Are
Much
we
better
okay
now.
now?
Mm,
A little quieter than usual, but closer.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah,
I just
mean,
need to
if
know
it
which
works-
bars to move.
Oh. Say something again.
All right.
A little better.
A little better.
Little better. Little better. How about now?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're
works.
getting closer and closer and closer.
I mean, it's
Like
the
spell is slowly wearing off.
ASMR experience.
No.
What
Anyway.
Phase Dreams in ASMR.
No. We finished
The
talking to
butcher
Felix.
ain't shit.
We finished talking to Felix. He went
Yep.
back to the inn. Aidin went back to
Diana.
his. Aidin went somewhere. Diana went
Yeah.
back to her room. Anise and Derek went and slept. They did not get nasty. All they did was sleep. Derek was double exhausted anyway.
And then we woke up fucking early.
And then we
To
woke
go-
up to go meet Scribe, who agreed to meet us to go back into the lab because he was very
No, we
worried
agreed.
about it.
Yeah.
We woke up.
Scribe was the-
We met him at dawn. Do you want to recap? Do you want to switch back to recapping now?
Yeah, I'll do the first part just because like it's the first thing that happened. We get there and we go back to the section where that room was at. So Anise has Scribe preoccupied for a moment, and Aidin went to go check if the lovely Gilrath's body was still where he last saw it, and it was. So Aidin, away from everybody else's eyes, just because he was sure Scribe were recognized and the spirit would not appreciate him, started talking to Gilrath. So he was able to ask 5 questions, very important questions that were if there was a message that needed to be given to either Irvine or someone important, what did he need to pass on? And it was, do not trust the tree. It offers false gifts. And then the next question was, what false gift did Einosh promise you? And it offered lost knowledge and a path forward. And he had asked, when he was possessed, where did he and Einosh plant other trees? And it only apparently was the one tree in Germany. So he was great relief with that. He asked about how they domesticated the blights, and come to find out, there are dryads in Dream's End that they crossbred with the blights, which is exactly how they made that. Um, and then for their safety and something that's been on his mind, he asked them what was hidden in the basement of your greenhouse at Clock Tower. And the answer was this lab. Take it away.
So Aiden basically came back with all that knowledge. They all freaked out because how can this lab be under Sherwood and under London at the same time? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Scribe had some theories. They decided they needed to go down into the lab. Oh, first they went down the hallway that one of the mummy centaurs had come from and checked that out. And there were a bunch of doors that led to rooms that were being used as basically indoor greenhouses. So they all had these purple stones in them and a whole bunch of plants that looked almost exactly like the one that we liberated from the Clock Tower botany department. They had the weird magic circuits and whatnot. The stones were providing the exact right amount of quote unquote sunlight and water for the plants. After that, we decided we needed to go down into the sub basement of the lab to check that out. Scribe turned into an owl, so Anise, because she had been intending on trying to see what was in the abyss under the lab, also turned into an owl and flew down. She had already summoned Bartholomew to scout ahead, so she took him with her and went down underneath the lab, down like inside one of those areas that had been exploded, probably by Archon or the amalgamation of Archon and Sorin lighting chemical vats on fire and those exploding. But there was just basically nothing but blackness in the hole underneath.
And you had a light.
Annis flew down 100 feet after casting daylight on a scarf that they tied around her little owly neck so they could see her. She dove down 100 feet. She sent the bat down a little further. But when the bat got to the edge of where her light was casting, it felt / sensed something really big moving underneath and starting to come up fast. The daylight was dispelled. The bat told Annis to get out of there as fast as possible because whatever the big thing was coming up real fast and going straight for her. So she double flew up as fast as possible, the full 120 feet, being pursued by something really big with wings. Whatever it was cast slow on her to try and slow her down, but she was able to pass it with a roll of an 18. Very lucky. She basically barely made it out away from the talons of the shadow thing, which stopped immediately as soon as it hit the light coming from the lab, so she barely got away. I don't think she's put 2 and 2 together, but it was heavily implied by the DM that that is a much larger version of the shadow that we saw in Scribe's memory that when it touched him, awakened his origin. So she almost had her origin awakened, possibly almost died. Fun. They got away. after realizing that the shadow was not coming after them because the lab was still fairly well lit, they looked around a bit, tried to see if there were any remains of any of the missing rangers or other elves, but all they found was the bones from the bottom half of Soren's body. Anise found a big lead rod and a bandolier with some potions on it. Scribe summoned some pixies to take all of the books up the well and upstairs so that he could check over them, make sure they're not dangerous, and then take them to the Sherwood Library. They all fucking skedaddled because Anise didn't want to be down there for that long, so they went back up the well. Anise summoned her earth elemental friend Taro and had him tear one of the doors off of one of the rooms and put it over the opening to go down into the lab and pile rocks on it. Hopefully someone will come and actually seal that up properly so no one else can go down there, because fuck all that. Anise had Taro take the planter boxes of those plants upstairs, put them in the sunlight and give them water, but by the time they were done, the plants had already shriveled up and died, like they had been without water or sunlight for like months. Nothing really interesting in the books, or at least if there is, I haven't been told. But while Aidin was burying the bottom half of Soren and all of the burnt corpse of Irvine, Anise took a look inside the giant lead tube that she found and found a very old staff of healing inside, and she decided to keep that to herself. And that is where we left off.
Yep.
Now breathe.
Did I miss anything?
I think you caught the highlights.
That part I remembered pretty well.
Yeah.
Almost dying.
That would have been bad for you.
That would have been pretty bad.
I was not prepared for that.
I was like, there's gonna be like the bones of a dragon or big snake. No, I wasn't expecting the fucking shadow.
Keeps it exciting or something, right?
Great.
Anyway, I'm going to add that stick to your inventory since you kept it.
One other thing is we did go and see if the portal to Dream's End had been like unsealed, and as far as we can tell, where Lucretia sealed it off, it's still there. So either Shelara, moved all the earth, went through the portal, moved it all back, or she went down into the abyss and got into Dream's End that way. Because that's also a theory that Scribe put forward, that the abyss just leads to Dream's End. Anise tossed like the big metal basin that Diana used that had all the water in it. She tossed that over the edge and listened and didn't hear it hit any sort of bottom. There was no walls, nothing in the abyss that she could find either, when she was very briefly down there as an owl.
Yeah, it's pretty big and open. And dark. Very dark.
Fuck all of that.
So, Diana just went shopping that morning.
Yep.
That's all she did.
All of that, we went to go meet Diana in front of the inn. We did go and try. Well, we basically said after we finished with all of that, we were going to go meet Diana in front of the inn, like we said we would.
Yeah. It's like she slept in.
Mm-hmm.
She had a nice breakfast.
We're down there almost dying and picking up phones and talking to corpses, and she's like, "Oh, isn't this cute?"
She's like, "Oh, hey, I can get this for my new friend. Hello, this is cute."
Yeah, she went shopping.
She found a cute little hair ribbon for Penelope, so there you go.
That's okay, because Aiden's about to be like, so about that visit.
That visit?
About you going with us to meet Penelope.
Oh,
you guys might as well go ahead and do that, and then we'll rewind time so that we can play the other half of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if Shelara went down the abyss, she could come back up the abyss.
Yeah, we're just gonna meet up with Diana, and I'm just gonna look at her and be like, concerns.
Well, go ahead and play it out.
I'm gonna.
You guys meet up. Yeah. You're there.
It's the first word I was now.
She's waiting outside the inn. Has a couple of shopping bags, and it's just like, Oh, okay. Hello everyone. You're all running a little late. That's okay.
Aidin casts tongues again. He's like, I have some concerns
Okay.
that might need your help.
Okay.
So, you know that whole Shelara situation that we dealt with the other evening.
We didn't quite deal with her, but yes.
Well, yeah, the part of the situation. Well, she may be back sooner than later.
Okay. What?
So she had a bunch of the plants, and they're dead now. Whether we wanted that to happen or not, but if she was gone, she was gonna come back for those, and
Probably.
I
Plants?
I needed to go talk to somebody. Well, talk to their spirit. But we were in the lab. That's where they were, unfortunately, and she had a bunch of the plants that I introduced her to, thinking that she, would do something less destructive. Was horribly wrong on that front. And yeah, they're gone. However, she doesn't know that yet, and I think Soren and Archon drove her out with all the chaos, and she's gonna be back for those, and I don't think the Rangers can handle that.
She might come back for them. They were growing at such an accelerated rate that as soon as we took them outside, where there's sunlight and water, the things that plants normally need, they shriveled up immediately. So they were not built for lasting long. They were built for whatever she was doing with them, for them to reach maturity fast enough for her to be able to use them.
Uh-huh.
So she may be coming back from Dream's End into that lab sooner than later.
Oh, sorry. Apparently I'm allergic to Sherwood.
It happens. It's spring, there's pollen everywhere.
Ugh. So what I'm understanding is you all went back into that lab this morning.
I needed to talk to somebody.
Without me.
His life had nothing
You
to do with
went
Shelara.
without me.
We took Scribe.
You went without the person who was specifically designated to help protect you guys while you're in the lab.
I wasn't told of a specific protecting of while in the lab.
I was entrusted with the safety of the friends of the emissary of Vivian. And unless you guys don't count yourselves in that category, that's what I'm supposed to be doing.
Well, we did it. It's past now. We all made it out alive. None of us almost got eaten by big shadow dragons. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Big shadow Now, you
Point
don't
is,
say things like that without it actually happening. Nobody says things like that without them actually happening. What happened?
Point is,
Who almost got
Shelara might be
eaten?
back sooner than later, and we know the Rangers are not powerful enough to stop her. And so I don't know what to do. Do we need to get the paladins here? Do we need to be on standby? Do we need to not go meet Penelope in France?
Oh my god. How soon is she coming back? Do you know?
We don't. We don't know if she even can come back. It's just a theory, based on how quickly she had those plants growing.
And we just dismissed all of the Rangers too, didn't we? Since there's no danger.
There's no danger from harvesters or the church or the mages coming in here, but she is certainly dangerous.
Diana is like rubbing her temples like, oh my fuck. Okay, so sorry, the pollen here is really bad.
I suppose I could divine if take 10 minutes and see if I can ask if there is any danger of her coming back.
Let's do that. And then what you find out from there will determine what we do from here.
Cool. So Anise will spend 10 minutes to once again cast divination and ask that, is there any danger of Shelara coming back within the next month?
Does divination have a time limit?
I think it's like 7 days.
Oh, shit. Really?
I don't think it's a long period. I think it might be 7 days. I think you may be correct. Let's find out.
I've done it before. I'll do it again.
I think it's a week, but...
Yeah, 7 days.
Okay. Never mind, I don't do that. Let's rewind. I cannot cast divination.
Okay, I can... Alright, let me get a hold of one of the paladins and see what I can do.
Last I heard, they were in Finland? No.
I know they went to Sweden to fight the dragon or whatever that got... I don't know what was in the Burger King, but... I'm not sure.
Grindel things.
Oh, God. She's like, okay, how do I do this? Because I am not in a bounded... Or I'm in a bounded field. Oh, and she's just going to be like...
If we just go outside of the bounded field, I can call Beach.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I can too. I've got his phone number. Shall we just do that?
Sure. That sounds like a better idea.
All right, do you have everything? Do you guys have everything you need before we leave?
Yep.
All right, we're leaving.
Okay. Anise, can you like hit me with your little rock of cleaning real quick?
I feel like I would have already done that.
Oh, okay, then cool.
Yeah, I think you did it before.
Mm-hmm.
I know we're here just like, hit me.
Just with a rock.
Horse head and...
I need you to hit me.
As hard as you can.
Shouldn't you be asking Derek? He can probably hit harder than me. Is this a weird bro thing?
Oh, yeah.
Bro, hit me.
No thing where you hit each other? I don't understand. Wow, jeez.
Yeah, I'm following behind him.
The cleansing zone. Bam. Anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, you go out. You were fully capable of doing that. You know the way. You do it. You're out now.
All right. So Diana's gonna call up Beach. Beep, 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 beep.
Buddy. How you doing, pal? My homie, #1 skillet biscuit.
I don't think they have that kind of friendship.
You know you want to do me this favor, right?
You successfully get him on the second ring. Yes, how are things going?
Your cousin needs a warning label.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's not quite as bad as my brother's warning label, but it's probably still worthwhile.
Your brother doesn't need a warning label. He needs a warning, just siren at this point.
We tried caution tape once.
You know caution tape can't hold him back.
Oh, it wasn't to hold him back. It was to hold people away from him.
Oh.
As I recall, it was the only thing he was wearing that Halloween.
Ew. That revolting image in my brain aside, so it seems like the psychopathic spider bitch that I was sent to deal with is possibly coming back?
Was it not there?
No. She had escaped into Dream's End.
Peachy, okay.
And supposedly she may be coming back to deal with some plants or something. I don't know what you druid... Well, you're not a druid, but... Druids are weird.
I mean, that's definitely true.
But no, apparently she's coming back to tend her garden or whatever.
She might. There's a possibility.
She might. There's a possibility.
Okay.
I have no idea when this would be, but I also need to destroy her.
Right. Yeah. Hold on. Let me see if I can get the group. Felix.
Just tell Mealy
Hey,
there's something to stab in
over
it
there.
for her.
You. Yes, you. Use the soap. The soap. It's important. Don't want to be smelling that later.
The soap?
Yeah, it's a thing. It smells like a Burger King.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, it's not ideal. All right, hold on. We'll be right back. And he wanders away for a moment. You hear the phone being sat down. And after a moment goes by, he comes back and he says, "Right, so we're doing cleanup job here, but we can head back there next, I guess. At least until we get further direction. Like you know she's coming back. She didn't just abandon it, right?"
I have no idea. And she's just like, honestly, talk to your cousin about this. I don't know full details. I just know that I'm here to kill a spider bitch and protect these two.
Okay,
And she
yeah.
hands the phone over to Anise.
Hi, how are things?
Could be better. You know
Yeah?
how it is. She left some plants that were growing really, really fast. Like she needed them real soon. And so that's the reason we think she might be able to come back or might have a need to come back. If she comes
Why
back
do
for
you think
that,
she
she might.
left?
So, okay. You remember the nightmare, Archon?
Yeah.
And you remember Soren?
Yeah, the guy who's really into his horse.
She combined them into a nightmare centaur.
Did that work?
Yes, unfortunately, and of course he was real mad, so he completely destroyed the lab and probably forced her to leave the Dream's End, and she probably took a few ranges and some innocent people with her.
Oh.
Thing is, our friend Lucretia sealed up the entrance to Dream's End, and it was still sealed, but there's some kind of abyss underneath the lab, and it probably leads to Dream's End. So she probably went down that way, and it's just this big abyss, and it's going to be impossible to seal that off.
So like it's under the lab, like in the basement, or like is there a door?
Yeah, so that area where we were before when we first met her, there was a sub-lab underneath that. And then underneath that, there was just an abyss.
Got it. So did she fall down it?
We don't know. She wasn't there at all when we went into it to look for Archon.
Gotcha.
And
Yeah, so
the centaur amalgamation was the only living thing in the lab. There were a couple of gross mummy centaurs that we fought too, and there were those plants, but that was it.
oh, okay, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's been a lot. It's been a
Maybe
very long 24 hours.
yeah, maybe the best course of action would be to ask some of the locals to just get in a divination rotation, and then whenever they notice she's coming back, to get someone there to be waiting for her. Because it sounds like too big of a spot to just be on standby for.
Yeah, and we don't know for sure that she's coming back or that she can come back. Because I tried to see what was in that abyss, and I didn't see anything. So I don't know if there are walls. We don't know if she fell or if she flew down.
Right. Yeah, I think that's where I'd start. Just see if she's coming back soon, and then that should give us a little notice, and then we can either drop what we're doing or get some more help to come in and take care of it. We weren't where she left.
Yeah, we weren't either. We went in there expecting to find a nightmare and to kill a spider bitch. We did not. Well, we found the nightmare.
I'm guessing he didn't take that well.
No, he really didn't.
Mm. Well, we should be hopefully wrapped up here soon. We haven't got our next orders yet, but once we're finished on the cleanup on this, we'll check in with Our Lady and find out what to do next.
And Beach, if
Yeah?
you do fight her, I want the killing blow.
I mean, that's fair. You might have some competition for it, but I mean, I don't really care who does it.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go talk to the clerics, and at the very least, if they find out she's coming back, they can tell people not to go outside and not to get kidnapped by crazy spider bitches.
That's good life advice. Should put that on like a bumper sticker or something.
All right, I'm going to hand this back to Diana now.
All right, I'll talk to you later then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So
Hello?
that's a thing. That's a thing
Surely
that's happening.
we don't need to fully roleplay us going to the temple, being like,
No, giving them a heads up. Someone
crazy
will
spider bitch.
like when you tell them about that, someone will divine right now, and let you know that according to the signs, she's not coming back within a week. So.
Hooray!
Just keep that rotation.
And they will make this a routine to check every few days, so that they will ideally have between 5 and 7 days notice of whenever she's supposed to come back.
I know you guys can send. Please, if it sounds like she's going to come back, send to me and let me know.
Oh yeah, we don't want to deal with that. Absolutely.
She's gonna find Nora specifically. Like, please, do not try and fight her.
Well, of course I'm not going to fight her. That's not my job. No.
Please stay safe.
No, whenever that comes up, we're going to make sure that someone with much bigger, scarier, pointy things than us takes care of it.
Anise thinks about the big fucking flaming sword she just has in her bag of holding. Like, yeah. Good plan.
Yeah, you got a lot of swag.
Yeah.
Very heavy. I'm making it look like it's not really heavy, but it really is.
For like half a second, I thought that was Nora saying that.
Yeah,
you got a lot of swag, Anise.
Thanks, Nora.
You've just been picking things up. First, you're collecting all the tokens at the big event, and then you walk away with some giant mirrors, I think, and all kinds of stuff like that. And then before I know it, you're over here like a pawn shop.
I am a boss-ass bitch.
Clearly.
That didn't happen. Take that from the record. I know I said it in accent, but I was kidding.
But yeah, you got a lot of stuff. So there you go. You don't have to worry about her this week.
Hooray.
And whenever she comes back, you'll have some notice, so you don't really have to sit on the edge of your seat and wait for that.
Yay!
Yay!
It's Penelope visiting time.
So Diana's just gonna look at the two of them and be like, "All right, are you satisfied?"
I am now. Yes.
Okay. Are you ready to go? Are you ready to go to Friends?
So, okay, out of character. Did you said that you had a way for us to get to France,
Yes,
but you didn't tell us what it was?
No.
Okay.
Fun.
All right.
Yeah.
So, what is your plan to get us to France?
We're gonna do some water travel, if you don't mind. So I think I can take. Oh, geez, it was me. Okay, who else going?
Obviously, I am, and Hemlock, justice to her bird, and Derek.
Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, and then Sunshine over there.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 4. I should be able to get everybody. out of character, DM, does that
We're
work?
not counting the bird.
Huh?
Yeah, it works because we're not counting the bird.
Okay, cool. That's
Yeah.
what I wasn't sure about.
Yeah.
So she's like, yeah, oh yeah, I can definitely get us all there.
Water travel. That sounds
Yes.
exciting.
Oh, it is. Um, actually, do any of you have a favorite lake around here? Body of water?
Well,
Also out of character, is there a consecrated lake in this forest?
Yeah.
Okay.
As it happens, there's some local nerds that are into Eldath, and that counts.
Aiden just looks over. He's like,
He's like, if we have a consecrated lake, the better. It's gonna be
Oh.
way easier. If you guys know of any that are around here, that would be great.
Aiden's like,
yes, I'm assuming that you know where the lakes are in France. We need to find out where in France Penelope even is, don't we?
Oh, I've got that information.
Mystical lady stuff.
Sure.
She says as she like waggles her fingers.
Yes, that is precisely what we're going with.
I
Alright.
am squinting my eyes because I saw the way she reacted. And I'm just like, I don't know if I believe that.
Certainly, we could use the wellspring, or there are
I'd
plenty
rather
of
not
lakes.
use the wellspring. Seems a bit gauche after what we've all been through.
Like,
I
for
don't-
reference, you arrived through the water near the barracks, but that doesn't mean you have to use it.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's like, unless you guys have a preferred lake, we're gonna go over to the barracks and use that lake or that body of water.
That works for me.
Yeah.
All right, that's what we're doing. And she takes him over to the water by the barracks. She's
Okay,
like,
just-
all right.
For my reference, are you dropping anything off at your house before you go? That goes to either of the natives to there, because I know you just filled up your inventory with stuff.
Well, assuming none of them were interesting to her purposes, Anise is going to hand over, like I said, almost all the books to scribes so they can get checked and go to the
Yeah.
library. She is keeping the ones that were around that circle.
Right. So I'm going to
But
tell you,
the
like, I did get
public
back to you
order.
before, but two of the books that you found were they were very much alchemy books, one of which focuses on potions. So
Yeah,
I'm
she's
assuming you're
keeping that
keeping
one.
that. But the rest of them are more mundane books.
Yeah, well, she would have handed them off to scribe for sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna say he had only really was taking like the journals and like the notes that he could possibly grab, but he's gonna keep those on him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I don't think we're dropping
Are you
anything
bringing the giant tube?
off. Of course, and also
Okay.
the sword.
Okay. I'm learning what I need to put in your inventory is the reason I'm asking.
I have changed books rescued from Shelara Lab to 2 because you said
Yep.
there were only a couple.
Yeah. All right. Have I already
Yeah,
given you?
definitely.
I don't think I've added the item.
big lead tube and the sword. She's keeping
Yeah.
it there.
Let me
Heavy ass
add
too.
the sword for you.
That's why I'm like, yeah, it's heavy. She's walking in a way that doesn't make it seem like it is, but she is probably struggling.
Poor Anise.
All right. I don't think I've already added the sword to your inventory, have I? Because it's just going to be in Anice's inventory, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't even aware that the sword was in my inventory until you asked if any of us had picked it up.
Got it.
Yeah, I was like, Aiden's not fucking touching that thing.
That's why I'm assuming. All right. So there's a sword. It's identified. Have fun. You've had time to figure out how all these things work. It's up to you if you want to attune to things or not. I'll let you guys figure that out. But that's in there. The stick's in there. The other potions are in there. Your bandelier's in there, and it's got stuff equipped to it. So have at. Cool.
Woo.
Carry on then.
All right. Now, me, the player, does not know how this works.
Yeah. So, for for the purposes of like making this whole thing work, you stand on the water, as is your way, and you perform a ritual casting. So no spell slots, but it does take 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And once you're done, you and up to your proficiency modifier of people can now go into the water, and when you surface again, you'll be in the new place.
Cool.
However, unlike those scrubs, you will not be soaking wet when you come back out.
Wow.
She does not warn them of this.
I
Wow.
figured I was gonna get wet, so you know, good old rinse.
Yeah.
So no one can see him cry.
So she's just gonna be like, all right, everybody, just join me here on the water. And count of 3, we're going to go into the water. And when we pop back out, we will be in friends. Ooh la la. All right, 1.
Oh, he like puts his horse head on real quick. Hold on, just.
It's going to make the water
good
so
there,
much more
sunshine?
uncomfortable.
You good there, sunshine?
Not sure where we're gonna pop out.
Okay. All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's go. And then-
Splash. All right, everybody's in. Cool. We are now going to rewind time so that we can fill in all the rest of it. Yeah. Don't worry, you'll eventually pop up, hopefully at a funny moment. We'll see where the time goes from there. So, rewinding to the day before, because all of your nonsense was done that evening at I think Paris is like 1 hour ahead of you, so like not a huge shift. But while you're doing all your nonsense and they were trying on clothes and whatnot, eventually Penelope and Johni picked up some outfits, super cute, and they then met up with a delayed but eventually got there Vivi, who did wrap up what she was doing a little bit earlier so she could be your extra shortcut for where you need to go.
Yay!
You've also been given your directions for where they're at now. You've got replies to your messages, so you know where in France you need to go. And with Vivi there, it's a lot faster because she'll just circle you nearby.
Sweet.
So the 3 of you, I guess I'll get out some pictures because we haven't seen her in a bit. Hooray. Hey, look.
Vivi!
Not even in disguise. You haven't seen her outside of disguise in a very long time.
Yeah.
Wearing that wig for months.
I don't want to know what the inside of that wig smells like right now.
Through the power of cantrips, it's amazing. But the true use of prestidigitation. Your wig is always good, and your head is not sweaty. But yeah, so she arrives, and she gives you the shortcut to the northeast of France, where the 3 of you, you take the shortcut, and it actually drops you off not where the village is, because one, it's not a village, it's more of a traveling convoy, but 2, you end up in a very old bit of the countryside. It's been largely untouched by the modern world. You kind of pop out of it's a buried magic circle, but on the surface you've got a little fairy ring of mushrooms. So
Cute.
It's cute. It's idyllic. 3 of you pop out of that, and Vivi calls back to the 2 of you and says, all right, well, I guess we're going to go this way then, and keep an eye out for, well, you know what to look for. Are you nervous? It's been a while.
Yeah. It's been what? It's been 4 years, Phoebe. It's been 4 years.
It's just a blip on the radar. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
You've been keeping in touch, though, right?
I mean, as best as I can.
Like you send messages? You send mail?
Yeah.
Well, mail's kind
Yeah.
of questionable, but...
Yeah. Oh, God, I'm allergic to France, too. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's the thing. I noticed that myself. I don't know what it is, but maybe it's all the cigarette smoke, if we're going to go by full cliches and stereotypes.
The people are out in the country.
Yeah, that's why it's real bad if it's affecting us. Look, I've been here once, okay? And I've only been to Paris. This is new for me. So, what are we looking for? Like a road trip?
Yeah, it's like almost like, it's kind of like a moving campground, but like, there's maybe some buses. There might be some like little RV situations. Houses on wheels.
So that's probably why we popped out near a truck stop. And then she points over, and just past the idyllic forest edge, you find a very modern highway. And past that, you find a truck stop.
She just looks over like, I don't know.
Well, seems like you got her directions, any.
Yeah.
And Vivi starts walking.
She's following.
All right, the three of you are crossing the field. And then you go under the elevated highway. Which feels very strange out here, but it makes enough sense for this to not worry too much about it. You cross under it, and then when you get to the nearby truck stop, you notice people are coming and going like as usual. It's not like an American truck stop where, it's super heavily in use, but it's there. There's stuff. You see a few large vehicles that look a little bit out of place, which is your first clue that maybe you're nearby. And also there's a person who sees the three of you walking up out of nowhere and approaches you herself. And I'm gonna get you a picture.
Woo!
Okay, so ignore what she's holding because she's not holding that right now. But it's not going to be a huge jump to figure out who she is, so I'm not going to bother hiding the name.
Oh no, she's definitely holding that right now. 100%.
Is that what we've decided?
No.
The knife is very visible, though. The knife is visible. The ears are not. Otherwise, that's her. And so she sees the three of you walking out, and then she tilts her head over toward the side. And when she does so, she brushes her hair back so that you can see the pointed ears sticking out as a sign that she's the person that you're kind of expecting to eventually meet.
Penelope just goes up to her and is like, hi.
Hello, I assume you're Penelope?
Yeah, that's me.
Famed superstar Penelope?
Yeah.
You know, they talk about you a lot.
Who does?
Everyone. Your parents are very proud.
Really?
Absolutely. Yes, every day. They're like, that's her. They have a radio. They listen to you.
Oh.
Everyone listens to you, especially the young ones.
Oh.
Do you want to see them? Do you want to go ahead? Or do you need something? Do you need to go to the bathroom first? I understand if you do. It's
no.
Of a challenge to... Okay, good. Well, if you need anything from over here, I can go shopping for you. It's one of my tasks today. I have to be sort of the go-between for people who need batteries or food or whatever, just because it's less questions. But if you need anything, I can get it for you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm very nervous.
Do you need something for that? I can get you some medicine. We have good healthcare.
Sure.
Okay, I'll do that. Very good. And she runs in to get you something for your nurse.
She's just like, oh gosh. I
Sound
didn't
like
even
pretty
ask
popular.
this person's name, but I just assume it's Chloe.
It's pretty fair. You're only told of one half-elf traveling with them.
Yeah. Yeah, whenever she gets back, it's gonna be like...
Yeah, it only takes her a moment.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's not the busiest thing, and it's a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Which, of all places to not be busy on Saturday night, this is one of them. So yeah, she comes back in a moment. She's got a bag. And she, rummages through it, and she also hands you like a bottle of water, should you want it. But she's got a variety of like relatively cheap medications in case it helps with your nerves any.
She'll take it.
Yeah, you feel slightly less nervous, so that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's also a lot of alcohol in the bag.
She's gonna be like, I'm so sorry. You're Chloe? Chloe?
Yes, that is my name. Sorry, I was being rude before. Yes,
No, you're
I've been-
good.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yes, I've been traveling with the group for a little bit now. They've been picking up stragglers and strays, and I guess that's what I am.
Oh, where are you from, Chloe?
I am from a bit east of here. We ran into, so very very briefly. You're familiar with the weird little bubbles that are popping up here and there, and the stuff that comes out
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
Well, I think the other side of ours is underwater, so our area flooded out.
Oh. That's not good.
No, it's very hard to stop it once it starts. So we gathered what we could, and we spread out. But as we moved along, I shuffled in with this group. We met them. They were very nice to us. So some of my family were not as big on the wandering life, but I like it. I've taken to enjoying it, and I can pull my weight, so shouldn't be a problem. They've moved on. I think they've gone on to the city or something, but I'm kind of tired of that myself.
Hmm. And then how many people have they picked up?
It comes and goes from time to time. I'd say maybe there's. She starts doing finger math. You get the impression that she's counting off people in her head. And after a moment, she goes, I don't know, maybe about 60 or 70.
Holy. Mm.
It's a bit bigger of a travel than usual, but it's mostly still halflings, but there's some gnomes. There are some others, no more elves, oddly enough. My people, I guess, are just stuck up. I don't know. There's some dwarves. We have some dwarves. Those are nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds about right.
A few wanderers here and there. Also a few humans, oddly enough, but not too many.
Really?
Yeah, I think they were more, how you say, outcast, not normal. Mage families that fell apart, things like that.
Oh.
They're still learning how the modern world works. I think this is probably helpful for them.
I mean, yeah. And then she's just like looking around, like trying to she's trying to figure out like what to say, and then she just kind of looks at Vivi and is just like, oh, do you know Vivi?
She looks over to Vivi and says, "No, but pleasure to meet you." Sticks out her hand for a handshake. Realizes she's holding a bag, awkwardly shuffles the bag into her other hand, and then eventually frees up a hand between the two to shake Vivi's hand, and Vivi just reaches up to her. Salutations, hello.
And then
It's very nice to meet you.
this is Johni, and she's pointing at Johni,
Who is currently in the makeup version for obvious reasons. Pleasure to meet you. And you as well? Yes. So would you like me to show you the way, or do you need a moment?
go. Let's go.
Okay. And so she takes you going by the stop. You can tell that some of the vehicles that are there and gassing up are definitely unusual. Like, knowing the signs to look for, you get a variety of things. Like, some of them aren't like modern RVs, but all of the wheels are wrong. Like, it's been cobbled together by, like, from a few different vehicles, or you happen to notice that you can't quite focus on any of the identifying plates on it, which is probably a sign that something is going on. But they've been gassing up for a little bit. She takes you down, and thankfully not along the highway, but along one of the side roads. You go for about maybe a mile, so just enough turns that you can't really see the highway anymore, but you can still kind of hear it in the background. And as you do, you come across an area that you can feel the slight fuzziness that lets you know you're stepping through a bounded field as you arrive. And now I'm going to share a giant map with you.
Ooh.
You are welcome to zoom out on, because I did not put any lines on it. It's not that kind of community.
Oh, shit.
But this is where they've settled right now.
This is a bad time for my mouse to not function.
Oh, no. You want me to zoom it out and just lock it for you?
Yeah.
I can do that. That's fine.
It's like I started zooming it out and then it got stuck.
How's that?
That works. It's cute! Ah!
And just to clarify, like, the part that's on the map is not the entire site. It's just the part that you've arrived at first. Like, if you go down that street a little more, there are a few more similar cul-de-sac type locations. Although there is water. That's real. That's all up there.
Okay.
Like, some of them are a bit more... Like, this is kind of the more classy, traditional, like, older... As you identified it, like, the core halfling families who have the older, more enchanted stuff. As you go down a little further, you find the people that have, like, giant American vehicles or retrofitted school buses, or, like, there's a Winnebago. There's all kinds of weird stuff. You get the impression that the old halflings have still got the nice enchanted things that are just much larger inside, and the newer ones are just making do with modern gas guzzling giant things, or just straight up setting up little camps of their own and just traveling out of normal cars.
Okay.
Once you step through the bounded field, you can instantly hear the people running around and having fun times on a Saturday night. It's music, not Penelope music. It's like local people playing on instruments music. But you can hear people playing music. It's evening time, so I guess technically I can adjust the coloring a little bit. Let's do that. Let's just... Why am I dragging the blur and not the time? I'm a fool.
Just blur the whole map.
Yeah. Are the colors updating for you at all?
Nope.
Okay, I probably got to change the view settings on it to make that work. Don't know why they're not. Whatever. Assume it's darker. It's evening.
Yeah.
It's not worth fighting. But it's evening colors. They've got little lanterns out in places. You hear people singing. You hear music. You can see like younger halflings running around. And as they're running around, how recognizable are you as yourself right now?
I mean, she didn't really disguise herself.
I didn't think so, but I just wanted to confirm.
Yeah.
So as you're
like
running
she
around,
may not be. She's not wearing like as flashy of an outfit as she might usually wear, but like
Mm-hmm.
She's basically herself.
Okay. Yeah, that's totally fine. So as you're walking up, some kids run by you and the group of I guess the four of you now, and they don't seem to notice at first, but then eventually one of them looks over at you, and then they pull out their phone, and they look at their phone, and then they look at you again, and then this little like halfling boy walks over and goes, "Excuse me, are you?" And then holds up the phone, and it's like your album cover.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Eyes go wide. Turns
But
around.
don't tell anyone, okay?
Don't tell anyone?
Don't tell anyone.
But you're here.
It's a surprise. It's a surprise.
Oh, okay. If it's a surprise, then you need a disguise. Do you need help? Do you need me to help you get a disguise?
No, I should be good. I should be good.
Okay. But if anyone
This is
asks,
like
I saw you first.
Okay, well, what is your name?
Oh, yeah, my name is Finian.
What?
Finian.
Like, okay. Well, it's nice to meet you, Finian.
You too.
Oh. And, oh no. But yeah, don't tell anyone. This is like a surprise, but like a subtle surprise.
I understand. I will not tell anyone. But if they ask, I found you first.
Okay, I got you. Don't worry.
And he runs off.
Oh, jeez.
Was there something wrong with that kid?
No, he recognized me, but he said his name was Finian.
Is that bad?
No, that's my dad's name.
Is it a common name?
Good question. I mean, I guess.
The answer for you in the meta is yes.
Yes, it is.
I don't like the thing where there's only ever one person with any name.
Yeah.
Don't think there's nothing meta to it. It's just, it was fun.
Yeah. She's just like, yeah, it's pretty common. I think I'm just very nervous right now. I know, oh, goodness. Okay.
Oh, don't worry about it. You want to go find your folks, or do you want to go just take a look around first?
Let's take a look around first. I don't think I'm ready yet.
All right, and at this point, Chloe stops walking now that she's shown you here. I'm going to go back and make sure that the ones who are buying their petrol get everything they need, but I'll see you again later.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, good. And she gives you a quick little wave, and then she runs off. So you can now wander around. So there are, like I said, there's the closest cul-de-sac, which is the one that has some of the more core halflings. That's where you're most likely to run into your family. Or you can go looking around some of the other ones if you want. You got flexibility.
She's gonna start by, like, just kind of walking around I'm just gonna try and draw where she's gonna walk around.
Do you want me to just drop your token on the map?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can just see that. It's fine. We'll just assume the party's moving with you so that we don't have to keep playing tag on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're down there. I'm going to unlock it so you can just move with your keyboard to hopefully make that easier. Can you see yourself super tiny at the bottom?
Oh, there I am. Yes.
Yeah. I did not flood. Yeah, I did not flood this with tokens just because I wanted it to be easier on loading, but it's not empty. There's people all over the place.
Okay. Oh, there go the colors. Huh. But yeah, she's gonna explore over this way first.
Okay.
Just kind of wandering around and seeing, like, what's what's around, who's around, stuff like that.
That's fair. So yeah, looking around in the camp that's over here, you can see. Let me get you a marker to start labeling some things for you. Over here on the left, let me make its shape. So this one right here.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the biggest on the outside, but you recognize this one. In fact, most of the ones here you recognize because they're the traditional ones. They're not the pickups. This is the Admiral's wagon.
Ah.
And by extension, you can assume that some of the other wagons over here, immediately around it, and this left half of it, belong to some of the more the local, not quite bureaucratic, but the people who are responsible for the divination, the keeping track of food, like the closest thing to like the day-to-day management of where are we going, how are we getting there, how do we make sure everyone has what they need, how do we make sure no one's taking advantage of hospitality. Like all of those people are kind of shuffled over here on the left.
Cool. She's gonna look around to see if there, like, aside from the Admiral's spot, if there's anybody, or if there's anybody else or any other house that she recognizes.
Yeah, so looking around over here on the left, I'll roll for you if you want. I know
I'll say I can do rolls.
Okay.
It's just adjusting the map that's hard.
Got it. And yeah, give a perception check and we'll see who you find.
$13.
Okay. So looking around a bit. Let's see here. Consult the chart of nerds. The ever so important chart of nerds.
It's an important chart.
Yeah.
With nerds on it.
All right, let's see here. Let's grab you a token. More tokens than I realized. All right, so here is someone that you. Why did the color go away when I added that?
That's weird.
I don't understand that. Anyway, yeah, you run into this lady, and you recognize this lady because this lady is it's Euphemia. And Euphemia is the one who you remember from your early childhood is in fact, the wife of the current admiral, or at least the admiral as of the last time you were here. And a lot of her job is thumping him on the head when he gets too big for his britches. But beyond that, she's also in charge of making sure that everyone who within the group, anyone new, gets an understanding of what's going on. She's kind of like a public relations type figure. And when you were a kid, you remember she was one of the ones who was a bit more like, not going to say supportive necessarily, but she kind of covered for you a bit when you would sneak off and try to do stuff that your parents didn't quite approve of, namely wandering around in the big people world unsupervised.
Gotcha. She's gonna walk up and be like,
so walking up, you find that she is currently in the process of going over a list and marking through things on it and you can actually overhear her. And this is all going to be in Halfling, just for reference. So, Johni knows some words now, but this is something that she's going to kind of be like, okay, right, okay. But
oh, I know that word.
oh, that's a good one. All right, yeah, a pizza.
It's an important word.
It's very important. But yeah, you come up and she's sort of mumbling to herself as she's marking through, and she's like, no, we're not going to stop there. No, he's just thinking with the stomach again. No, we're okay. That one's good. I like that. That actually has the good bread in. Oh, can I help you, Miss? Oh.
Hi, Yuffie.
Oh, it's Penelope now, right?
Yeah.
Hi, Penelope. Welcome back. How long have you been? Have you seen your mom and dad yet?
Not yet. I just got here.
Oh, wow. You just arrived. Okay. Are you hungry? Do you need some food? We have food. We have lots of food. Would you like some food?
I'm good for now.
Okay. What about your tall friend?
Oh, that's Johni.
She waves because she understands her name at least.
And then she's like, she's my and she just like kind of holds up her hand and like like when you cross your fingers like when you hold almost like you're like when you're like basically she puts up two fingers and then crosses them. And then just tries to, like, just says it without saying things.
Yeah, she reads between the lines.
Yeah. She's like, she's, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, so hold on. She gets a little closer and she's inspecting. No rings, huh?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
But maybe.
Okay, no, I understand. Yep, take your time. Don't rush.
We've only known each other for like 2 weeks.
So quick. Man, the rock star life has changed you. Now you're always on your way there. You're great.
But
is she hungry? She's got to be hungry. She's so big.
She just looks over at Johni. Is like, and in common is just like, "Are you hungry?"
I'm good.
Okay, this is you. This is Yuffie, by the way.
Pleasure to meet you. And now she's gonna try to do it in the greeting that you taught her.
Yeah.
She rolled a 19. No, she nails it.
Huh?
She rolls a 19. So
hell yeah.
Yeah, she nails it. Oh, you've been teaching her, or does she already know? Wait. Looks over, narrows her eyes. She starts to talk to her at full speed in Halfling, and Johni is overwhelmed very quickly.
I just started teaching her this morning.
She's so good at it, though. She's gonna be good for you.
Oh, jeez.
So what brings you back? It's not your birthday, is it? Did I miss your birthday? Oh, I'm so sorry.
No.
I missed like 4 of your birthdays. Oh, no. I have to go get the cards. Hold on. And she runs off immediately. And then she comes back a moment later with like some envelopes. And by some envelopes, I mean she has a bag of mail for you.
Oh, shit.
And she just starts... Do you want this now? Do you want me to just take it by your place? Are you staying with your parents, or do you have your own? Oh, is there a car around here that I missed? Is it a super celebrity car? I don't understand.
No, I don't know where I'm staying yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if you want some privacy, we understand. I mean, I'm sure we could find somewhere. Otherwise, obviously you can stay with your parents if you want to do that. I would have.
Oh, I can't do that.
Oh, you can't do that?
I mean, I could. There's no reason I shouldn't. But you know how Mom is.
Oh, yeah. I understand. You know your mom?
Huh?
Yeah, she's probably not going to be as... Wonderful lady Prude. But more to the point. Yeah, if you'd like somewhere, I can get you set up with something. No problem. We'll get you somewhere. 2 of you. Do you want to sleep under the stars? Do you want to you want to sleep inside? Like, what's your preference? I don't know. Like, the big city life, has it changed you much? Can you still sleep under the stars, or do you need the noise? We can make some noise. There's a highway right over there.
Uh, anything is fine. I can sleep under the stars. I can sleep in a bed. I can.
I could also just make us a tent.
Tents are fine. I'll let you know. How about that?
Okay, good. Yeah. Well, I'll hang on to these for now because it's a lot to carry. I understand. I mean, you're probably very used to fan mail, but regardless, yeah, I'll hang on to these for the moment. When you're ready, just come see me.
I will.
Okay. Now have a cookie, and she hands you a cookie.
Oh, okay. She just splits the cookie between herself and Johni and Vivi.
Okay. It is good.
Yeah.
And she goes back to her list. You got a chance to see that she was marking down an itinerary that featured a lot of places, but most of the notes about them were the signature foods of the area, as is the nature of the Admiral's decisions for where the group goes next.
Honestly, mood.
Yeah. That is very halfling.
Yeah. All right. She's gonna. She's gonna look around more over here. Does she see anybody she recognizes or anything? I mean, other than, the usual.
Yeah, let's see. So carrying over, just gonna move the map up so that we can see who you run into. Oh, look, it's a circle. Yeah, there's a bunch of kids sitting around this. And there's someone playing music.
Gasp.
How could this happen? Yeah, you heard the music when you got here, but yeah, they've got. I'm just going to drop some other ones on there now that you're starting to populate the map, and we'll just add people as appropriate.
Yeah.
They are not quite as fighty as their tokens look, but there's a crowd. They're all just hanging out.
Is that guy playing the penny whistle solo from My Heart Will Go On?
Effectively. Some non-rights managed equivalent. But yeah, you come across him. So he's playing on his flute, I guess. I don't think that's a flute, is it? I'm not musically adept enough. Whatever. He's playing on a thing in his art. But yeah, he's playing, and as he is, it's a nice, quick little song. Actually, you'd be able to tell. Do a history check.
Okay.
It's fine. You only had to hit a 3.
Oh.
He's doing a cover of one of your songs. He's doing an instrumental cover of one of your songs.
Oh my god!
Sort of dancing along to it. Like it's not perfect because it's hard to approximate one of your songs with just that, but he's trying. Doing an okay effort.
He's gonna.
Johni recognizes it and says, "Do you want to help him out, or do you want to just let him go?"
You know what? I'm gonna help him out. She's gonna not run over that guy, but she's gonna basically kind of sidle up and be like, "Do you mind if I join in?"
He slides over a little bit to give you some space.
She just scoots in, and then she just... Oh, okay. Oh, no!
There you go.
Yeah, right there. And she's just gonna sing along with him.
Okay, is she gonna sing, like, at full skill? Like, is it gonna be obviously your professional singing, or are you doing something else?
She's just gonna... She's not gonna do, like, a full professional singing voice. She's just gonna do... like a... just kind of like a casual, like, kind of singing in the shower kind of voice, if that makes
Okay.
any sense.
Yeah. You're not hitting this with like, I'm gonna hit every note and I'm going to, project across the world. You're giving it a nice, comfortable, like low key version.
Yeah, she doesn't want to embarrass the guy.
Sure. And so, yeah, like you don't have to roll for that.
Yeah.
You have the ability to do that pretty passively at this point in your life. So yeah, you stick with it, and as you play or as you sing and he plays, you match the little quirks in his attempt at your music so that it's not as obvious. And they continue to like sing and dance along to it, and you slowly start to gather a little bit more of a crowd as this is going on because it's really picking up a bit. I'm not going to flood the screen with tokens because that'll just make everything load, but there's more people around than just the ones you started with.
Yeah.
And as that goes on, like eventually, you can see over to the side. Let's just pull the map out a little bit. Over on the side in that kind of small green one. Give you a fresh circle. Don't know why it was black. That's so weird. Eventually you see a face pop out of that one.
No.
It's that guy.
Hey! That guy!
He's got that name that's so popular. He pokes out, and then he looks over, and he sees you singing. Do you keep singing?
Yep. Or wait, do I notice him?
You'll notice him. Yeah.
She's gonna stop singing and be like, I'll be back, and she's just gonna run over. Like,
All right, I'll drop a token on there for you.
yeah.
Not just any token. Token in the family folder.
Hell yeah.
Get rid of that circle now. It's kind of pointless with the token there. Yep, so he sees you and he hops down. And you are taller than him.
Yeah.
Do you want to describe him?
Yeah. He's about 3'6". He's a full 6 inches shorter than Penelope.
He's BB sized.
He is BB sized. He's got reddish hair. It's almost the same shade as Penelope's. It's a little lighter from age, but it's the same shade basically. He's got gray eyes and he's got a scar on his cheek. He's got kind of like scruffy-ish hair that's in a little ponytail, and he's wearing a very casual, very hobbity outfit. Very typical hobbity outfit. But yeah. She's just gonna run up and just like basically glomp him, but not glomp him, because we're not using that word right now.
It's 2005.
Just like,
people are still using that word.
That's true. But yeah, no, she's just gonna full on tackle hug him.
Yeah. He catches you. He is sufficiently strong for that. Not a problem. Yeah, even though you've got 6 inches on him, he still lifts you up off the ground and hugs you.
And she's crying.
No. Yeah, he's holding you tight, and he says over to you, "Oh, you're back. I'm so happy to see you. Oh, wow. Have you seen your mother yet?" "No, of course not. She'd be screaming if she did." "Do you want me to go get her? Do you need a moment? You thirsty? You hungry? Do you need some food? Did you get a cookie?"
I did get a cookie.
Okay, good. I'm glad that. But still do that right. Oh, I've missed you.
I miss you too.
How's the tour? How's everything? Are you famous? Are you super? I think you're famous. People here know you.
Yeah. I'm pretty famous.
Exciting. Well, you're still Penelope here.
Okay. I missed you so much.
Missed you too. We missed you so much. We think about you every day. We even wrote you some letters, and they're in a bag over there, I think.
Yeah, Yuffie showed me the bag.
We were going to mail them to you, but she kept collecting them and saying they'd get to you. I think she didn't realize that we could actually mail them.
That sounds about right.
It's good to see you.
Yeah. She's just like wiping tears out of her eyes, and she's just like, I'm sorry it's been so long.
You've had a lot to do. We understand.
Yeah.
It hasn't been that long. You still message. We figured out phones. That was a big part.
Yeah. Although it took you guys a while to figure out phones.
It was challenging figuring out the paperwork to get the phones. You know, they want you to pay for these.
Yeah. Do you know how many phones I'm paying for right now?
See,
Too many.
There's yours, there's mine, there's your mother's.
There's yours, there's mine, there's Mom's, there's... Oh gosh, I've made a bunch of friends. I bought them phones.
Oh, good, you've made friends. I mean, the phones is interesting, but like, are they here? He looks around and he sees the very, very tall lady standing near you.
Yeah.
Is she one of your friends?
She's and she's does the same thing she did when she was talking to Yuffie, and she's like, this is Johni. She's and does that same thing she did earlier.
Oh, really? Congratulations. She looks very tall. I mean, you're tall. She's tall. It makes sense. But also, she seems very nice. And he walks over, and he is like half her height. And he reaches up to shake her hand. Hello,
Johni,
pleasure to meet you.
Oh wait, does he speak? He's speaking in common, right?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Hi, pleasure to meet you. Yes, my name is Finian. I know, common name. But yes, I am my little Penelope's father. How are you? You look wonderful. Sorry, I'm being rude. I'm being excited. What's your name? And she repeats in her halfling hello name. And then she follows up with, but I don't speak halfling. I'm just trying really hard. We appreciate your trying. You did a great job. I see that you've gotten very close. So where are you from? Is that an American accent? Yeah, it's from America. Interesting. She comes over, or he comes over to Penelope, and then he sort of leans down, and he says sort of toward, or I say leans down, leans up from height, leans up to her, and he says, did you go to America? Is this from your tour?
Oh, I mean, I've been there, but no, I actually met her here in France.
Really? They just come from everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, I should go get your mother. She'll be very upset if I don't.
Yeah.
Do you want to stay right here, or do you want to come in?
Well, let's go in.
Okay.
Let's go in.
All right. So he pulls over and into here, and as you know, the inside is. I'm not going to pull up a separate map for it, but
Yeah.
We're having enough map fun as it is. But yeah, the inside is substantially larger than you would think just from looking at the card, because this is old and it is still enchanted. But you're welcome to describe the inside if you like. I mean, it is your little world.
So the inside of it basically looks like almost like one of those stereotypical tiny houses, but it's more like intentionally cluttered, if that makes sense. Like it looks very lived in. It doesn't look like, oh, this is very neat and tidy and organized and everything has a place. It's like it just feels very lived in.
The way you described it to me before, I got the impression that it was kind of like those puzzles that have detailed and full like images of lots of stuff in there, but everything actually is somewhere that makes sense. Like it's I think the feeling that people try to capture when they do the cottagecore thing.
Yeah.
Like it's quaint. Everything is nice. It's like every bit of space is being utilized, but it's not stuffy feeling at all.
Yeah. It's very like cozy and inviting.
And so when Johni follows you in, she's stooping a little bit, but she expected this. You let her know that was a possibility. So
Yeah.
she's fine. She's just stooping a little to keep a little bit of clearance over her head for obvious reasons.
Did Vivi tag along, or?
Vivi is outside right now. She is apparently catching up on the gossip.
Ah, the goss. Got it.
She assumes she's going to hear whatever she needs from this part later. And inside, it's a mom.
Mom!
Let me get you her proper picture. Do. Look at that picture.
Yeah. Yeah. So she's like 4 feet tall. She's basically the same height as Penelope.
That's where you get it from.
What?
That's where you get it from.
Yep. She's got the same, like her eyes are basically identical to Penelope's, like she has really long, just very like ridiculously curly brown hair, goes down to like just below her shoulders. So I guess that's not like ridiculously long, but it's long. And she's dressed kind of like she I would say her style is very cottagecore, if we're gonna go with the cottagecore descriptor.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you come in, you can see that she's looking the other way. At first, she hasn't quite noticed that you're all in here yet. But she seems to be currently in the process in the kitchen section. She's preparing some kind of meal, and she sort of calls back over her shoulder. Vendir, are they playing her songs out there again? Because they're not quite in key. And she turns around and she sees actual you. And she sets down the stuff that she's holding. It looks like she was in the process of making dinner. And then she very artfully navigates the crowded but not stuffy area over to you, and she gives you an eye-to-eye hug because you're the same height.
She hugs her back.
Oh, you're back?
Yeah, I'm back.
So she's looking you over like once, and she says, "You've been eating enough, right? Did you get your cookie? Did she get her cookie? Did it?"
I got the cookie. Don't worry.
Oh, good. Okay, because I can get a cookie if you need one.
I know. I'm good. I got the cookie.
Oh, I haven't seen you in so long. Tell me. Sit down. Tell me all about it. Everything. For 3 years. Let's go. Come on, catch me up.
4 years.
4 years. Oh.
Yeah.
Time is hard.
Yeah.
But you're here and you brought a friend. Hello. It's very nice to meet you. Hi. Yes, I'm Penelope's mother. Welcome. You are welcome into our home. Wait, you probably speak common. Hello and welcome to our home. Hi there. And then she goes through the halfling greeting again. And then she says, "But that's all I can say, really. I mean, I can say that, and I can order a pizza, and that's about it. That's an important thing to do."
I had to make sure I taught her the essentials.
Well, yeah, see, you understand the value of circular food, and as does my daughter, of course, and she gives you another hug. And while you're all here, hold on, let me grab this up. And then she walks back there, and even though she was in the middle of cooking when you first arrived, somehow the food is finished being prepared. Looking over there, you can see that a lot of the cooking items were moving on their own, and she was just supervising. And then eventually she comes over with, like, you know, little plates that have... turns out that these are actually little meat pies, and she's handing them out. Here's your meat pie. Here's your meat pie. And somehow I had 2 extras. I'm very good at this. She continues on. You don't have to eat it now. I understand if you've already eaten, but it's important to give you a meal. You just came home. So,
yeah.
If I'd prepared for this. What brings you home? I'm so glad you came.
But I wanted to see you guys really bad. Like, it's been hard.
To see you too. Oh, come on. Sit down over here. And she, as she walks over, she taps on one of the nearby. It for like normal sized people, this would probably be like a large chair, but it's actually more like a love seat for 2. So she taps on it, and all the things on it shuffle out of the way in a very... these people get a lot of mileage out of prestidigitation. And so she shuffles it out of the way. Although in her case, you know it's not prestidigitation, it's something else. But she shuffles it out of the way, and she sits down next to you, and she snaps her fingers across the way, and similar things shuffle out of the way to make room for Johni to sit down, and Finian's stuck standing, but he's okay with that. And yeah, she just wants to catch up. Like, you know that you've been keeping her in the loop about your life, but she just wants to hear it from you.
Yeah. So she's gonna tell her, like, she's like, you know what? Do you want me to start from the beginning?
Happy to hear anything you want to say.
Okay, so, and then she goes from when she met Jameson, talks about, like, how she's had 2 albums at this point, and she's got another album coming out. She doesn't know when, but it's sometime this year. And basically just telling her about all the places she's been to, and just all the things she's seen, and then she's like, basically catches her up until the point of the beginning of the game. It wouldn't be the game for her, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
She's like, and then after that tour, things have gotten a little weird. I did 3 more concerts that weren't part of the tour. I did one in Paris at the Lupin Mansion. And I did another concert in Clock Tower. And then I did another concert on a casino boat. And
You're
then
really
of
living the
course,
high life. You did... Wait, Clock Tower?
yeah.
You're very bold. Wait, is this
Yeah.
Phoebe's influence? Did Phoebe get you up to this?
No,
Okay, because I need to talk to that girl. I will.
I mean, you already do.
Yeah, but I can talk to her different.
But no, she didn't put me up to it. I put me up to it. And, there's more stuff, but I can tell you about it later. I wanted to bring something up to you first.
Oh, of course.
Before I bring up the rest of it, which is pretty intense. But first, and she's gonna like pop up and walk over to Johni and be like, so this is Johni. I know I know we already introduced, but and she's like very, very visibly nervous. She's like, Johni, how long have we known each other?
Like 3 weeks, maybe?
Okay.
I don't know. Time is weird right now.
Time is really fucking weird. Johni is my girlfriend.
Hi. She waves again. But, like, so when you say that, she looks over at the two of you, and she hops up, and she walks over in front of the two of you, and she reaches out, and she puts her left hand on your left hand, and her right hand on Johni's right hand, and she clasps them all together so that your hand and Johni's hand is between her hands. And she says, "It's a pleasure to meet you. You're welcome in my home for as long as you wish to be here. My daughter has good taste. I look forward to knowing more about you." And then Penelope can hear in the back of her mind, "Don't be nasty."
And Penelope's gonna reply, also mentally, "I'm an adult, Mom! I do what I want!" And she's like not intentionally thinking that, like, she's not sending her a message, she's just thinking this in her general direction in her head.
Yeah.
She's just like, "I do what I want, Mom, I'm an adult! But also I haven't been nasty yet."
She doesn't react to you doing that. She's just following, like, you don't even know if she was doing anything or if this is just how years and years with your mom have made you feel. So, but yeah, she's very supportive of this. So that's good. So yeah, like I said, she sort of crossed hands there, and then she comes over and she sits down again so that you can carry on if you wish. And as you're talking now, she starts to, like, eat the pie that she prepared. Like, technically no, that's not true. She already ate those because the story was going for a long time. So never mind. She starts putting away the plates from the pies and whatnot. So she puts those away briefly and then comes back.
And she's actually gonna just be like out loud, like, and we haven't been nasty.
She holds her hand up to her mouth like she's scandalized you even mentioned the prospect of it. And then she says, like, out loud to you, "Well, I mean, you're an adult. You can do what you want."
How did you know that's what I was thinking?
You notice that Finian is, like, avoiding eye contact with that whole situation.
But no, yeah. Okay. Well, now that I've gotten that out of the way, actually, Dad, can you do me a favor?
Anything.
Can you show Johni around?
Of course. Come on. Yeah, that'll be wonderful. We'll go. Let's go this way, Miss Johni. And she looks back and, like, then he repeats it in common so that she can actually understand it properly. Right, common. Yeah. Yeah, Mrs. Johni. I don't think I got your last name. It's Madcap. I know it sounds weird, but my family's weird. It's not a problem. I understand. We're Meadow Creek. And he shows her out and about so that you two can have some privacy. Yeah, have you come this way? Then I can introduce you to the Admiral, who's quite a character. Oh, good. And there they go.
Oh, no, Johni. Rip.
Yep. You can see as they're walking off right before the door closes, You can see the figure that was being referenced is standing outside.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
What a dweeb!
Yep. It's the same guy from before who is very much driving this entire caravan towards the best food he's ever heard of, and will actually consider the current day equivalent of Yelp to be a worthwhile travel resource. So that dork's out there, and she's getting introduced to him.
Oh no.
So there you go. Yep. So the two of you are in here by yourself now.
Yeah. She's like, So this part, I wanted to tell you, and you can tell Dad if you want. But I figured you might understand better than anybody. So you know that I've been doing the bard thing.
Yes.
Cause I mean, you set me up with Vivi.
Yeah, I did do that. I wanted to make sure that you had someone out there who could help guide you through the world outside, and no one's better at it than Vivi.
Yeah. How did you guys meet anyway?
Vivi and I?
Yeah.
Oh, well...
I don't know why I've never questioned it in all these years, but I don't know.
You know that I, was a little bit more adventurous in my younger days, right?
Yeah.
Well, before I settled down with your father, I like to run around and get into trouble. A little bit here and there.
Mm-hmm.
And in the process of getting into trouble, you run with crowds of other people who get into trouble. And when I was getting into trouble, there was this little halfling girl who would occasionally also get into the same trouble. And she was a bit younger than me, obviously. But I taught her some things, and she taught me some things, and we got into big trouble together. And over time, we just, Vivi and I would go on crazy adventures to see who could one-up each other a little better and a little better. And eventually I won. Whether or not she says otherwise, I won. And
what did you do?
What did I do?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if you're aware of this.
Yeah?
But you know how the Holy Church has to go after Holy Grails?
Yeah?
So I wrote in stories to the classifieds in 100 newspapers at the same time, offering to sell an old cup that I found in across 7 countries.
Oh.
And I did it all at the same time. And I forced them to prioritize. And that created a kerfuffle.
I bet.
And Vivi said she could do better, but I don't see how. I don't see how she could do better. That's as much mail as you can get out in a day.
I mean, she listed some fake grails on eBay.
Is that the internet thing?
Yeah.
That's cheating. No, doesn't count. Gotta put in the work. Gotta put in the legwork. Doesn't count. I still win.
How did you send all the letters out at the same time?
It's a trick. So, there was this this guy that I knew who had a little statue that you could put letters in, and you could just send them wherever you wanted, and they just get there. Wonder where he ended up.
The statue or the guy?
The statue. Well, the guy I know, he continued to go about stealing things for a while. Like I said, it was a crazy crowd. It's a crazy crowd.
That's Lupin.
He was a Lupin.
Oh.
He was
Wait, which one?
Let's see. I think he was the 6th.
Which
He
one
was
do
the
I
6th
know?
one.
I think I know. Out of character. Oh God, I cannot
You know
remember.
the 7th one. Yeah, you know
I
the
know the
successor
7th
to the one she's describing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
She's
your
like,
mom
"Oh."
essentially knew the one who was Lupin before him.
Okay. She's like, well, funny story about that. I know the 7th one, and
You did
technically the 8th one.
There's an 8th one?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is it a
actually my
halfling?
friend. No.
Oh.
But it's my friend Catherine.
Okay, good. Finally Okay, I can accept that. I'm glad that you're making good friends.
But I have that statue.
Really? Did you get it at that party? Was that your prize for winning your little concert?
No, actually. The prize I won was she just pulls out the golden fiddle.
That looks very heavy.
It's really not that bad once you attune to it, but like, it's actually Johnny's.
Oh, okay. Is it like that song?
Yeah. Which, by the way, that song completely wrong, and she explains.
I got it.
Yeah. She's just like, yeah, no, it's completely wrong. Actually,
okay.
a lot of those songs are really wrong. It's astounding. But yeah, I don't have the statue on me, but I can bring it back if you want it.
I mean, if it might make things a little bit easier here. We certainly have trouble getting our mail out.
Yeah, I'll bring it back.
That would be very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Have you been collecting nice things from all over? I see your outfit's very nice.
Yeah.
Is that magic? Do I sense magic on you?
Yeah. She's like looking at her toes. She's like, that's the other thing I wanted to talk to you about, to you specifically. But yeah, so you know I'm a bard. I signed on to work with the Lady of the Lake.
Oh, which one?
Vivian.
Oh, thank God.
Huh?
Oh, yeah, Vivian's she's the teacher one. She's the one that's a little more chill.
Yeah. She's been teaching, I mean, she's the one who's been teaching me, like, my bard stuff.
Right,
too.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But, no, like, I'm her emissary.
Really?
Yeah.
Does that come with, like, dental?
Wait,
you're rich, aren't you?
I mean, yeah.
But
I mean, I guess it comes with dental. Huh?
What do you have to do? Do you have to, like, does that, like, she's the teaching one. Do you go around teaching? Or, like, are you a wandering tutor?
No. It's basically a lot of sneaking.
Oh, I respect that.
Like, I have to... There's gonna be a Holy Grail War.
Like the wish granting thing?
Yeah.
Like the real one? Like, or I guess not the real one, but the one from the stories?
Yeah.
Does Phoebe know?
Phoebe knows.
Okay. So she told you to keep away from it.
Yeah.
Are you going to?
Well, Vivian wants me to prevent the wish that's being made from hurting phantasmals.
that's...
I'm not going to enter it, but...
Okay, well,
I have
it's good
to...
that you're not entering it, but that is dangerous. Where's it going to be?
I have... Have you heard of a place called Dream's End?
Survey says... Yeah, actually, I think I heard of it once. That's the place where lost things go, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it like
Yeah.
a pile of socks? And half
Maybe
of the
there's
Tupperware?
a pile of socks. Maybe.
That must be where all the lids are.
Yeah, probably. I'll look and see when I'm there, but...
Is it safe? I don't think
I
it's
don't...
safe, is it?
Not really.
Penelope, did you come here because you're afraid?
Yeah.
Come sit over here.
Okay. She's gonna...
Yeah.
She's like, I'm...
She gives you a hug and she tilts your head on her shoulder.
She just leans her head on her shoulder. It's like, I'm scared.
That's understandable.
And
That's scary.
I know things could get bad, and I didn't want to go into this without having seen you guys again, you know?
Do you have to do it? Does it have to be you?
I mean, kinda, yeah.
Is it because you're her emissary, or is it something else?
Well, and I have friends who are entering. I really want to keep them safe.
Are they doing it for a wish?
Yeah.
Are you comfortable being with people that might have to kill someone?
I mean, she's just like, if Johni were in the room, she would be looking at Johni.
Right, but she's not. So,
yeah. So she's just kind of like sitting there with it for a second, and she's like, I mean, just because they have to kill somebody doesn't mean that they're a bad person necessarily. It's not great. But
no, it's not, but that's it's important that if you're gonna be in an environment where people are killing each other, it's never where you want to be. But if it happens, you just stay safe as you can.
Yeah.
Like I said, you're a big girl. You can take care of yourself, but those things are dangerous. And we need to make sure that you, and I'm assuming Johni is going, that Johni are safe.
Mm-hmm.
You come back to me.
Yeah.
When you do, I'll give you a cookie.
Okay.
Not like one of those half-assed cookies that you probably got when you got here. A good cookie. A mom cookie.
Okay. Okay.
So how long are you going to be here?
Probably not very long.
Well,
I don't know. I'm at least gonna stay the night.
okay. Do you want to stay here? Do you want some space?
Yes and yes. It's like I definitely want space, but I mean, I also haven't been home in a while, so kind of want to stay here.
You're always welcome here.
And she just nods and she's like, I'd like that.
Okay, I'll turn on the second floor for you.
Sorry, that wasn't in character. Um,
And she does an arcane, well, not an arcane because she's not an arcane spellcaster, but she does a gesture. And you can see a little rope ladder drop down from the ceiling.
oh, neat.
We're going to be double-decker for the night, so you can have your privacy.
Oh, thanks, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Your friend is really tall.
she is.
I'm proud of you.
What, for picking a tall one?
Listen, your dad's not that tall.
I know.
He means well. He's earnest. But he is not the best when you have to get something off the top shelf. Oh, sure, he can jump up and grab it, but he only has to mess up 1 in 100 times to break my dishes.
Oh, no. I mean, you and I are kind of the tallest people here, so...
It's true.
Your options are limited.
That is very true.
But, like, it's kind of weird because I didn't really know what to think of Johni at first. I was kind of a little weirded out by her, to be honest.
She's not human, right?
No. She's a tiefling.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's probably had a hard life then.
Yeah.
You take care of her.
I'm trying. Honestly, she's taken care of me a lot over the last few weeks. It's like things are just they've been hard. And sometimes I just don't know how to handle it. But I mean, I'll do my best to take care of her. She really has had kind of a rough life.
It sounds like you've been good for each other.
And I don't want her to have to go through any more than she already has.
The world doesn't often give us chances to take a break, but you're welcome here as long as you wish. Both of you.
Penelope
I can tell
nods.
that you've both been through a lot.
Yeah. So, a weird question.
Uh-huh.
How are things going with your, not your patron, because that's not the right word, but your...
You mean the fast guy?
Yeah.
He doesn't talk as much as, you would think, but I sense he's around. Every time we, set off down the road, I feel like he's watching over us.
Well, that's good. How, like... I'm out of character. I'm trying to think of the best way to ask her, like, hey, Mom, what is your level?
That is challenging, because, it's verses for bards.
Yeah.
You don't really know what it would necessarily be for her.
Yeah. She'll be like, so I've gotten to... Oh, God, I'm trying to remember how we structured verses. Fuck. I don't remember how we structured verses. Wasn't it like third level spells is like third verse?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
You're doing it by spell levels.
Yeah. She's like, Mom, I've gotten to 3rd verse with my bard stuff. And I've gotten to... Oh, God. I'm still pretty new with the whole emissary thing. But how far did you get with your stuff? I know that's really vague, but...
Oh, you want to know how far along my abilities developed?
Yeah.
Well, I've gotten a little rusty. I haven't used them as much lately, but push comes to shove, I can bring down a prayer of the 6th order.
Oh.
And every now and then, when I ask Hermes for assistance, he provides it.
That's cool.
Are you asking in the meta what that means?
I'm assuming that means 6th level spells.
Yeah. Which
holy shit
is very rare.
Dang, Mom!
Yeah, your mom has hit 11th or 12th level. You're not sure which.
Holy shit.
But more importantly, she got past 10th level, which means she is capable of divine intervention.
Hell yeah. Get it, Mom! So you've gotten... So you said you're at the 6th order?
Yes, that's about where I settled down a bit.
So I have a question for you.
Uh-huh.
And she has been wearing the Mystic Eye blockers this whole time.
Uh-huh.
And she's gonna be like, so, do you know about my eyes, Mom?
Your eyes?
Yeah.
She leans back in the seat a little bit. Not much, just that I remember one time when you were younger, you did something and Vivi told me about it. I assumed that it was your calling as a bard coming in early, but I'm assuming there was more to it than that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm able to do this thing with my eyes. I'm still not quite sure how it works. But basically, I can suggest something to somebody and they just do it. And I haven't been able to control them very well. I was kind of hoping you would know how to help me get them under control.
I see. So they just do this on their own?
And I've tried to do it intentionally, but it's not working out. It's only happened by accident, and I don't like it when it happens by accident. It's the worst. Can I be fully... I'm gonna say something. And you can tell me whether or not it's true. I've always been kind of afraid that, like, when I asked you guys about leaving and you finally agreed to it, that was because of the eyes.
No, it's nothing like that. We always knew you were going to outgrow our nest. This is a fun life. It is a relaxed life. See the world, do things, enjoy the food. Some people enjoy the food a little too much. But this is where you go to coast once you've accomplished what you wanted to accomplish. You were always destined for something bigger than that, Penelope. You were always going to leave at some point. We just didn't want you to leave before you were ready. But here you are. You've been ready. You didn't need to do any trickery for that. We knew. We support you.
And she's just nodding.
Do you want to keep your eyes the way they are? Do you want to learn to use them, or do you want them to go away?
I mean, it depends on the day. Like, some days I just want them to go away. There's a guy at the last concert I did who I had never had somebody cast a charm person spell on me before. And frankly, it scared me what I did.
It's a scary experience.
It made me wonder if what I do hurts people, and like if what I do just isn't good or isn't right, and if my eyes are just pre-programmed to do that. Then it's days like that where I don't want them. And then other days where I'm like if I knew how to control them, I could do some good.
So how do they work? You stare at someone, or somehow you tell them to do something and they have to do it, right?
I tell them to do the thing. I have to look them in the eyes, tell them to do the thing. And they may not necessarily, I think the way it was explained to me is that they have to want to do that thing like deep down inside, even if they don't realize that they want to do that thing.
But you do have to tell them something, right?
Right.
So if that's the case, then you have to live your life in a way where when you ask someone to do something, you have to be okay with them doing it. Can you do that?
I think so, yeah.
Then whether or not your eyes are doing something, whether or not you're doing it on purpose, if you can live with whatever you tell people to do, then it won't matter. Whoever used it on you, I assume asked you to do something that you didn't want to do.
Right.
And that's why it was horrible. But if you're careful and you're using your talents to nudge someone, not control them, but tip the scale, and you are comfortable with them doing what you tell them to do, then it doesn't actually matter if your eyes are what makes them do it. It's you that does it. It's no different than using the right words, setting the right story. It's just a little edge that you have. Just be careful. As long as you mean what you say and follow through with the consequences of your actions, then it shouldn't matter. It's a burden, but you could do good.
Yeah. Yeah. And she takes off her glasses.
There's
And
those
just
eyes.
Hmm?
There's those eyes.
I just, I've got to get used to it.
I think you're going to be okay, Penelope.
Thanks, Mom. And she just gives her a big hug.
And the hug is returned.
Yeah, you.
Hooray. Do you have anything else you'd like to go over with her?
Huh?
Do you have anything else you'd like to go over with her?
Yes.
Okay.
One more thing.
Go for it.
She's like, Mom, one more. I've got one more thing I want to bring up.
Anything.
Which ladies of the lake do you know about?
So there's Vivienne, of course.
Uh-huh.
The teacher, the lady who prepares the world for the future.
Right.
There's Nimue,
Uh-huh.
the lady who protects the world now, the mother of elves. And depending on who you ask, depending on which version of the story you want to go with, there's Morgan, the woman who tries to drag the world to what it was. My understanding is the others don't consider her a lady, but that's the fun thing about mythology. The stories change over time. Even if she wasn't before, she could be now. If she was before, she could not be now. Stories are complicated. And beyond those three, there are various offshoots of the rules. There's some confusion. Like, if you go by the stories, you've got which one of them raised Lancelot, which one of them trapped Merlin in a tower, which one of them gave a sword to King Arthur. Those get mixed up a bit, but all of that is just one version of a bigger story. There are many ladies associated with water, depending on where you go, who may or may not also be ladies of the lake. But those three are the ones that come to mind first.
What about Eldath? Does she count?
Eldath is less than fairy and more a god. And so it's a bit different. She is a god who, at least to the elves and many of the other phantasmals, she shepherds people over to the other side. She purifies things. She brings peace and comfort to the sick, she's a healer. And she's a reminder that water washes away impurities. And as a goddess, she does not exist the same way that the fairies do. The fairies are hard to understand, but they are tangible. The fairies act directly or through people acting on their behalf, but the gods are around us. Eldath is in the rain. Eldath is in the puddle left by the rain. Eldath is in the river. Mind you, while Eldath is in the water, so is Poseidon. So are many, many other gods. The gods, the divine spirits, they share duties. They share responsibilities. The world is many different views of the same truth. As you know, I follow Hermes, or Mercury, depending on which name we want to go with. But some aspects of him are shared with the Traveler. Some aspects of him are shared with Loki. Some aspects of him are shared with Anasi, and so on and so forth. It's less the names that we put on them and more that they are a force of the world. And that that force has a will and we try to follow it.
That makes sense. So, have you ever had anybody visit you in your dreams? Like, has Hermes visited you in your dreams, or?
Not that I'm aware, but the gods are known to take many shapes. So it's possible that I could have walked right by Hermes on the street and not even known it was him. But my dreams are usually reserved for adventures and memories and your father and you and I guess the wanderings of my subconscious. If Hermes has taken part in my dreams, then as a trickster, I may not know it.
So, So Morgan keeps popping up in my dreams.
Does she now? How long has this been happening?
Out of character, I don't actually remember how long this has been happening. I know it was since the last time they were in Sherwood. I don't know how long of a time frame that is.
Timeline-wise, it's only been about a week.
Okay.
As crazy as that is, because
Right?
the whole going into Scribe's Head thing was like 8 days ago.
Oh, God.
Yeah, because keep in mind, it's still Saturday here.
God.
Like, it'll be Sunday when you catch up with the rest of them, but right now it's still Saturday.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like it's been ages. Like months even, but it's only been about a week.
Well, in that case, has she hurt you? Has she done anything to change you?
Not that I'm aware of. Right now, she mostly just shows up and, she left me a cake the last time I had a dream. Even though I told her not to bother me. She showed up dressed as Johni one time, and I told her she could not do that. This is rude.
That just sound rude.
I have this little, bracelet thing, and she holds up her wrist. It has a little, like, guardian thing. It's kind of cute. It looks like a very tiny Vivi.
She takes a look at it. Does it keep her out of your head?
It tried. It was for a while. And by a while, I guess I only mean like a couple of days. But the last few times she's been able to, I don't know how she's been doing it, but she's been able to get around it.
Well, she is clever. The person who gave you this bracelet's trying to protect you from her?
Yeah.
Did you, like, give her the context of the whole story of that yet?
Oh,
like, have you mentioned Lucretia to her at all?
Oh, shit. Retroactively, yes.
Fair enough. Okay, I just want to know if she knows that that's where that came from. You've got a lot going on.
Yeah, no, she's basically just fully disclosed everything.
Okay, gotcha. So she's watched the RD cut of the entire series, including the things that have not been summarized yet. Got it.
Yes.
Cool.
She likes the Fate Dreams End remix.
Yeah. So she's taking a look at it, and then she asks you, "Are you sure this is keeping her away?"
What do you mean?
Well, you first encountered her in that dream, controlled by the person who gave you this bracelet.
Right.
And then you've encountered her every time you've slept since then?
Almost every time.
I would ask the person who gave you this if there's a stronger solution, and see if she offers one. Because it sounds to me like she would know whether or not this would be effective against the likes of Morgan Le Fay.
And she just kind of looks at the bracelet sadly, and she's like, I hope I haven't screwed up.
I'm sure it's fine.
Ugh.
But she should do a better job if she's going to be working with you. And if she doesn't, I'll have a word with her myself.
You know what, though? Even if she doesn't, I would love to see that.
I mean, I can get her.
I know you could.
Put her number in my phone. I don't know how to do that.
Okay. And she's gonna put Lucretia's number in Penelope's mom's phone.
Okay.
And
okay, if she doesn't make this better, I will call her for you. Just let me know.
She's gonna send a quick text to Lucretia and be like, I gave my mom your number. Just FYI.
She's gonna reply to you and just say, "Okay?" ?
Also, we need to talk. This bracelet isn't working. Followed by, my mom said she'd fight you if you don't help me. Big frowny face.
She replies, "I'll see what I can do. Tell your mother I'm working on it?" Question mark?
She's gonna be like, "Oh, mom, we're gonna do a selfie really quick. I'm gonna send it to Lucretia." She
Okay.
takes a quick picture of herself and her mom and sends it to Lucretia.
Okay. You're enjoying the fact that, like, while you're in a bounded field out here, because it's not a permanent one, it does not stop self-insistence at all.
Yeah.
Like, this is not as good as a normal one, but it serves a purpose.
And then she follows up that picture with, "I'm just kidding, my mom won't actually fight you, but I do need help with that bracelet. Sorry to bother you."
Yeah, you can see your mom fidgeting with T9, trying to slowly enter. "No, I'll fight you." And she hasn't sent it yet because it's taking her a long time to enter the buttons.
She'd be like, "Mom, no. Don't do it."
Just make sure she knows I would.
I fully believe you would, however.
That apostle better deliver for my daughter.
Thanks, Mom.
Goes full tiger mom.
She's like, "I will fight a dead apostle."
I mean, she'd do it. Look, don't knock it. High-level clerics are terrifying.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Like, once you hit the level where you can ask God for a favor, like, you don't mess with that.
They're like, "Hey, God, this dead apostle is fucking around. She about to find out."
Kinda. Gotta watch out for that.
Oh, jeez.
Look, when your class features include destroy undead, you take a different approach to vampires than most. And while she's an elemental, not an undead, there's still a level of arrogance that comes with it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, so she'd basically wrap up the conversation there, unless there's anything she wants to add.
No,
And
past
then-
the rest of it, it's catching up. It's more
Yeah.
normal, mundane catching up.
Yeah. And then she'd suggest going out and finding wherever her dad and Johni ended up.
Yeah, so heading out, you find him walking Johni around some of the newer stuff, and Johnny's like trying to figure out how many halflings live in the repurposed double-decker bus. I don't understand, like, how many are in there? Well, there's probably more than you think, but not as many as we could. I think we could get more in there. I don't think that's a good idea. Probably not, but you know what? If we need the space, we'll make do. Oh, Penelope's back. Hi, Penelope. How's your mom?
She's good. We had a good talk.
Do we have to sleep in the double-decker bus?
No. Okay, so apparently there's a second floor.
Oh, she turned on the second floor. Oh, wow. We don't ever use that.
Yeah. So we've got our own room in the second floor.
Oh, that's good.
Hopefully
She,
Mom
like,
doesn't decide to
awkwardly
turn invisible.
looks at the double-decker. Wait, what?
What?
Did she do that?
Yeah.
Is that normal?
Mom follows Hermes. There's a lot of trickery involved.
Oh.
You kind of learn to not be nasty when your mom can turn invisible.
That would do it.
Yeah.
You think Anice's mom could turn invisible?
I mean, probably. That's got to be why Anise has an alarm on her room for whenever she's got a boy in there. Like, maybe her mom can turn invisible.
I mean, she can turn into like a mouse or something, right? Like,
maybe
that's a thing they do?
I I don't know how druids work.
I'm imagining being a teenage druid and just like questioning every bird you see. Make it crazy.
It's like, what the fuck is this mouse doing in my house?
You
But
accidentally
yeah,
step
no,
on a bug
like,
and it's just your angry mom.
oh no! But
Better not think too hard about that.
yeah. But yeah, I just kind of assumed that the alarm that was in Anis's room was because of her mom.
I mean, that makes sense. I don't
To
know
be
that I
like,
trust Derek with my daughter either.
look, I already know how many times they've been nasty.
Are you keeping count?
Less keeping count and more just like counting the number of times that I've heard it. And the number of times Anis has not answered her phone.
Yeah, I guess we should probably be glad that they're in another country right now. Cuts over to like exhausted, having just talked to all the druids and whatnot. And I guess by this point it's like, you know, cut over to fighting mummy centaurs or whatever. Like, I know technically we synced it up with other stuff before. They might just be asleep by now. But they've had a long night.
Yeah, they're probably... Huh?
Having very important talks with bird moms.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're having that awkward conversation right now.
Yeah, they're probably hanging out with the emissary and, like, doing all kinds of cool shit. They probably, you know, completely butchered Shelara. They have her head, like, mounted on a wall.
That's really gross.
Yeah,
doesn't she have, like, an
really
elf
gross.
head? Wouldn't that just look like an elf?
Oh, yeah, that would be kind of gross.
Well,
who knows what the heck happened to Firehorse?
I assume they just dunked him in some water and he's fine.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Well, you want to go to sleep? Last night was real late.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright, let's go up there.
Okay. So
And she's gonna look around for her mom before they go upstairs. And be like...
Yeah, you find her. It's a small enough, you know, space.
Yeah. She's gonna be like, Mom, don't go invisible.
Why would I do that?
No invisibility. No illusions.
You're an adult and I respect you. I'm not going up there.
Okay. But, like, I got my eye on you. But, like, in a loving way.
I understand. So then you climb up to the second floor?
Yeah. And... yeah, just gonna climb up. They're gonna close the door.
Okay. When you climb up and close the door on the second floor, you find that the second floor has bunk beds.
Bunk beds? Damn it. Wait, where's Vivi?
At that point, your dad, well, he was downstairs, so you didn't really get to ask. Vivi will chime in. Yeah, while your dad was showing me around, he pointed out that Vivi was probably going and messing with the maps. Apparently, at one point, she swapped out the map that they were using with a map of all of the, I guess, the McDonald's or something in the area, since they had some kind of map for that. And the caravan ended up going through like 3 drive-thrus. I don't know. Vivi apparently fucks with him.
That tracks.
I assume she's doing that again. Who knows?
Probably. I'm sure whatever it is, we'll find out in the morning.
I mean, From the way your dad describes it, it sounds like if it's too dumb, your mom's just gonna make the decision for the whole group anyway.
That's true.
You know, people really like your music here.
Yeah.
Like walking around, like I know, don't be too mad at them, but they had some more of those bootleg Penelope shirts.
Oh. Dang. Ugh. You know, I can't be too mad at him. It makes if they want actual shirts, I'll get them actual shirts. But I mean, it does make me happy because I know at first there was a lot of pushback for me leaving and going off and doing things like this.
I guess it helps to make it.
Yeah.
So,
Wait, has Johni's taken off her makeup and stuff at this point, right?
she's taking it off now. Like, she walked around still looking like a human, but she's taking it off now that you're upstairs. So now she's red again.
And she's gonna be like, do you mind if my parents see what you really look like?
I don't mind.
Okay. And so she'll open the door back up and climb back down, and she'll be like, oh, I just thought you guys ought to see Johni as she really is. And she'll gesture for Johni to come down.
Yeah, Johni walks down and they see her in her, true tiefling form.
Cutie patootie!
Hi again. And she does the halfling greeting again.
Damn it.
This is me. And your dad compliments her. You look wonderful. And your mom immediately walks over and she starts looking over and she's like, you do look wonderful, but did Penelope dress you? Penelope. We're gonna have to take her shopping.
Again?
We've got things here that she could wear. Do you know how infrequently I get to actually have people that I can, dress up who are capable of wearing the clothes that we find and collect? We're going to play dress up tomorrow. It's going to be fun.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't worry, Johni.
Tomorrow,
Mom picks really good clothes.
I'm sure she does. And with that ominous note, you know that in the morning you'll get a chance to see where that goes. As you get cottagecore Johni. Hooray.
Yeah, I assume at this point they just go back upstairs and go to sleep and...
Yeah.
Oh god, dreams. Fuck.
Yep. As I recall, we rolled for those last week, didn't we?
We did. Everybody did.
Yep. Go grab those numbers, because I saved them. I want to say I pasted them to the chat. Just so we'd remember. Oh god, this chat has gone so long since then. Oh no.
Are the others still alive?
Hopefully. We did so much in this chat. Do people remember their numbers? That might be easier.
I can
We can
you can search the
re-roll.
chat. The chat has a 52 for Anise, a 21 for Penelope, 73 for Diana, and then an 82 for Aidin.
Right. Okay. Cool. Like, I knew we had them. I was just trying to find them again. I'm sitting here looking at Kyrie riding a dinosaur, and I'm like, what happened a week ago? Okay, so we'll start with the bigger, happier numbers. So you said Aidin had an 82?
Yeah.
Okay, so after talk with Bird Mom that we'll articulate later, Aidin went to sleep, and Aidin's dreams were kind of rough for a little bit because he'd been through so much that day. But it kind of starts out with him and like going into the area with Shelara and her prisoners and whatnot. Only in this dream version of it, when he gets to the end of it where Soren and Archon were, he reaches out and he pulls the arm up, and it's just Soren that comes out of the pile. And then when Soren comes out, his other arm is attached to the reins of Archon, who also comes out of it. And the dream has a much happier ending than the room, because you got there and you rescued them and you make it out okay, and you don't have to fight the spider or anything. But it comes back a little better. And as Aidin is starting to wake up, like as the little bits of it add up to him knowing this isn't how it went, he turns around surrounded by the confusion of this. But in the dream, Soren and Archon tell him, both of them, like Soren in his normal voice and Archon in the mental voice that Aidin remembers, that it's okay. You did free us from this, and now we can move on. And thank you. You did save us. Maybe not the way you intended, but you brought us peace. And then he drifts into a normal, more comfortable sleep after that. So then next on the list, I think you said Diana had the highest?
Yeah, she had. Yeah.
She was in the 70s?
Yeah.
73.
73. Okay. So when Diana's sleeping, Diana has a dream in which she finds herself sitting in a classroom at Clock Tower. Well, I say classroom. It's more studio. Like she's doing one of the art classes there. And it's not like art in the normal sense where you're creating, you know, something with painting or something else. Like you've actually got a class where because dream logic is fun, you've all got magic wands, and using the magic wands, you're creating illusions, and you're being judged by the quality of your illusions. And Diana is creating with her wand an illusion of amazing musician Penelope. But she's never met Penelope in person beyond what little she saw of her at the underground concert. So the version of Penelope that she creates looks very much like Penelope, but she's maybe 6 inches taller. And this slightly taller Penelope that appears in the dream is, you know, again, she's creating an illusion of this. So she creates the illusion a little big. And when she does this, one of her classmates comes by and says, I think she's actually a little bit shorter than that. To which Diana replies, how would you know? And then the guy says, I mean, I was at a concert the other day, and she wasn't that tall. To which Diana replies, you weren't there, I was there. There's no way you were there. You were not cool enough to be there. You were not good enough for this. And then she uses an illusion to turn his face into a little woolly willy thing, and she drags his hair down to make a beard, and then she tells him to go away. And she gets back to her illusion, and she has fun orchestrating a tiny little dancing Penelope gif. And that's the duration of her dream.
Oh my god.
Okay, and now I think ticking down, Anise was the next lowest one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And Anise was at what number?
52.
52.
Lays it.
No.
52 is the DC Comics number. So appropriately in 52, Anise and Derek are wearing superhero costumes and running around on the roofs of London, jumping from building to building and fighting evil harvesters. And as they go about this, Anise masters the special art of transforming into a bear mid-punch just to punch someone extra hard. And then she roars victoriously and changes back to Anise. And then Derek says, "You're so dreamy." And then she picks up Derek, and then she jumps to the next building, and then they continue fighting an endless stream of these enemies, and they're having a great time together. And then eventually they land on one more building, and on this building, at the far end of it, there is a masked man who is really blatantly Freddy with like a tuxedo mask on. And then Anise says, "We meet again." And then he looks back to her and he says, "Yeah?" And then Derek says, "It's okay, I can take this guy." And then she says, No, we'll do it together." And then they charge in to fight him, and then Anise wakes up. And then when she wakes up, she sees that the very sleepy Derek has rolled right next to her ears, and he's just talking in his sleep, and he says, "We'll get him. We can fight all of them. We can do anything together."
No.
Oh.
And then she drifts off back to sleep. Or not. That's up to you.
We had to get up really early, so probably not.
Yeah. And Derek is super tired.
I know.
He's sleeping hard at this point.
She waits until the last possible minute to wake him up, just to give him a little extra sleep.
Yeah.
Hemlock judges.
That's fair. And then we cut over to Penelope, who got a low, but not the lowest of rolls, because you got it in the 20s. So Penelope, while you're asleep, you find yourself sitting downstairs in your parents' cart, so to speak. I mean, like, it's not a cart; it's like their little home. And while you're down there, your mom is making breakfast, and your dad is currently like reading a book, and Johni is also downstairs, and you're just sort of gathered in this nice little public space. And Vivi is also there. It's like, in real life it would be very difficult to fit like the four of you around a table with your mom also serving food, but in a dream there's space. And so you're gathered around, you're eating. It's a nice, pleasant breakfast. You're talking about the day. In this dream world, you're not Penelope, the emissary of the lake. You are Penelope, the most popular girl in school. And you are going to a Penelope's understanding of what a normal high school is based on sitcoms, which is not reflective of real life, but it's where you are. And Johni is also going to this high school, and she slept over for the night because you are best friends. And while you're sitting around and talking, Vivi, who also goes to the school, but she's an upperclassman, warns you that you're going to have to get your act together before you go to driver's ed later, because if you crash the car, you're never going to be able to drive. And as all of this is going on, your mom says down to you, "It's true, if you crash my car, we're going to have a problem. So please don't. We need that." And you're pretty confident, like, you got this. Driving can't be that hard. You've driven before, once, and you stopped in time. It's okay. Getting a little bit nervous about it, but like it's fine. Like, I mean, what do you care? So anyway, after you eat breakfast, you head outside, and it's not in the middle of this halfling encampment. It's in the middle of very suburban America. Full sitcom cliches. You can practically hear a laugh track in the background.
Oh no.
And walking down the street, you get to the school bus, which you're still taking because you can't drive yet. So Penelope and Johni and Vivi go to get on the bus. And once you're getting on the bus, you notice the bus driver is Morgan Le Fay. And she calls down to you as you're getting on the bus. Oh, you're going to be getting a car and going your own way later, huh? Well, then you're sitting at the front. I don't want to hear it. You're sitting right here. And she points immediately to the spot right at the front of the bus. And then when Johni starts to press, she's like, you sit in the back. You're sitting in the back. You're riding back there. You can take little Miss Vivi with you. But you, Penelope, you're sitting up here because we're going to have a nice long chat on our way there. And Penelope's not really wanting to do this, but she's stuck at the mercy of bus driver Morgan. So she sits down at the front, moaning in an "aw man" over the top kind of way, sets down her backpack. And then bus driver Morgan starts driving through the neighborhood, and she calls back to you. So we're going to have a conversation, aren't we? We're going to talk. I believe we scheduled something.
Huh?
And Dream Penelope is actively looking away from her and out the window. And Dream Morgan says, "You're going to talk to me eventually. I'll give you some space if you need space. But we've got to chat. Got to talk to you. Got to talk about my sisters. Got to talk about what's going on. Got to talk about the situation you've gotten yourself into. And, pay attention to me. Stop looking away. You know what? You want to look over there? I'll give you something to look at." And then she starts to drive the bus on the sidewalk. And you see other kids riding their bicycles turning off as the bus is coming up behind them. She's not actually hitting anyone, but she's crushing mailbox after mailbox in this school bus. And she's continuing to talk to you throughout all of this as you're noticing like people screaming, the kids in the back of the bus are freaking out. Like Johni and Vivi are trying to get to the front of the bus, but every time they move up a space or two, she takes a hard left or right turn into another mailbox or something, and it knocks them down into those seats. And then she says back to you, "Look, we're going to have to talk, preferably before you get in too much deeper. That's all I'm asking. Don't have to take any deals. You don't have to make anything happen for me, but we need to chat. Oh, looks like we're coming up on your stop." And looking out the front, you can see a police car has pulled in front of the bus and started applying its brakes to slow the bus down. And the police car is being driven by Tiny Vivi in an Officer Jenny outfit. And when the bus isn't slowing down enough, she leans out the window of the car and she shoots out the tires on the bus with a comically large gun for her. And she climbs up on top of the police car, jumps up on the hood of the bus, right in front of the window, and then she just stares directly at Morgan, still holding the gun from before. And then she taps on the glass and she points down, and Morgan like rolls her eyes, brakes the bus, and says, "Well, time for you to get out." And then she pulls on the little thing that opens the door, and when she does, you wake up.
Penelope's jaw just drops. She's like, "Oh, God. At least she said no deals."
So are you in the top bunk or the bottom bunk?
bottom bunk.
Okay, so from the bottom bunk, you can see from the top bunk, because these beds are relatively halfling sized, you can see red legs sort of leaning off the end.
Oh no.
And you can hear Johni from above going, "You get the bad lady dreams again."
Yeah. She was driving a school bus.
Was she driving on the left side of the road or the right side of the road?
The right side. And on the sidewalk. On both sides.
She's from England, so that's double evil.
Yeah, a little bit. She said I've got to talk to her at some point. She said
How's
she
about
wants
next
to talk.
time? How's about next time you gotta talk to her or whatever? We get Lucretia to let us pop into your dreams and I kick her ass.
Okay.
I can do that there, right?
Probably.
Cool. Let's try that.
Okay. What did you dream about?
Ice cream.
Ooh, what flavor?
It was a banana split.
Huh.
It's pretty exciting.
Man, why don't I ever get to have dreams about ice cream?
It's way better than the soup dream. You don't
You
want the
had a
soup dream.
Nobody wants the soup dream.
It's not a good dream.
No.
Would you like some ice cream?
Huh?
I feel like we could probably find some breakfast ice cream around here.
Oh, definitely. The breakfast ice cream is a big thing around here.
I respect that.
You can also have lunch ice cream, 11Z's ice cream, afternoon snack ice cream, dinner ice cream, 2 a.m. ice cream.
That's a lot.
Like,
time
honestly?
is it?
Huh?
What time is it?
I don't know. She looks
Did
at
you
her
set
phone.
any alarms or anything? Or did you just sleep?
I just slept.
Oh, well, they let you sleep in then because you were tired.
Yeah.
So it is like lunchtime. It's like noon.
Oh shit, it's like noon.
It's fine. We were due.
Yeah. I really hope the others are okay.
I'm sure they're fine. They let
Do you
us know
think
if they
they're-
needed anything. They've
Yeah.
got your
Do you
number.
think? Yeah. Do you think they're on the way yet?
Probably sleeping in. They're lazy.
Yeah, it's not like they would go and do a another dungeon crawl or something, or go. They wouldn't go into an evil lab or something. They
I don't know
probably
why they
went.
would.
Yeah, they
I'm sure they
probably
took
went.
care of all that yesterday.
Yeah, they probably fought Shelara, killed her in an hour.
I'm sure I
And
tried to tie her up or something.
yeah. And then they probably are just decided to take have some extra time to sleep in.
I mean, we all had a long night.
Yeah. It's weird that I haven't really gotten any messages from them though saying that they're coming.
I'm sure they'll get here when they get here.
Yeah.
You sent them the address, right?
Oh no! She's just gonna very quickly text Anise and be like, Anise, I'm sorry, here's the address! Here's how to get here! Oh shit, I'm sorry!
So,
Please don't be angry! I hope you're not getting nasty right now!
So, Anise, as you're drying off your clothes, your phone makes a chirp.
I will check my phone.
You got a message from Penelope with an address and
And,
context.
So we're in France now.
Yeah, you are specifically, you're in France, and you are in the water about 40 feet away. Because you popped out.
I had
here.
a fucking feeling.
And this will take her a while because she's bad at texting, as we all know. She will text back, I was getting nasty, actually, with a frowny face.
Oh my god.
So did we have fun on that water trip, or what? Was that a cool trick? Did I do a cool thing?
Why are you dry?
Oh, why am I dry? That's the emissary luck, baby.
Anise, I can't see. Everything's dark. What's going on? I'm waterlogged.
Here, come on. And she's just gonna grab Derek, grab Aidin, and drag them both to shore.
Look at this cute little halfling village. Cute.
And cleansing stone. I'm lucky you.
Meanwhile, Penelope texts back, oh my god, why were you getting nasty? It's like 12 in the afternoon.
It was a joke. And
okay, but when are you getting here?
so, am I to assume that this is the halfling encampment? It looks like it.
Yes, I mean, I've personally never been here. I've only seen this through the vision that Nimue sent me, but yes, this is it. That being said, I don't know where to go from here. I thought
A lot of
Chloe
you
would
see
be
a whole
here,
bunch
but...
of halflings sitting around eating lunch ice cream in front of you.
I think we might already be here? Question mark.
Oh, okay. I think they're here.
So are they
Oh.
playing Penelope covers again?
I mean, right now they're eating ice cream, but one of them has a recording of Penelope music playing on like a little, not a full boom box, but like you remember the time period when people actually cared about getting little speakers for their phones? Like, this isn't quite there yet. These are speakers plugged into like a Discman. So you can hear them, but the quality is not amazing.
Anise is amazed. She's looked down at her phone. Can this thing play music too?
Probably. Excuse me, she says to the halflings in common.
Yes, hello.
I'm looking... Huh?
Hello, welcome.
Hi, I'm looking for a little... I believe... How tall is she, Anise?
We're looking for Penelope. We're friends of hers.
Musician Penelope?
Yeah,
The very
yeah.
same.
I mean, she's famous. Why would she be here?
Pop star Penelope. She said she would be here.
I think I would know Penelope if I met Penelope.
Maybe we got the wrong...
Oh, God, I hope... But no, because... Well, no, because this is where... oh, jeez, I almost called her Vivian. That would have been a mistake right there.
Cheater.
Anyway, right? You said...
Now, if you're looking for Penelope's family, they live over there.
Oh.
And he points.
Well,
with
maybe
his
they'll know
flute
where
over
she
that.
is. Let's go there. No.
Jesus Christ. Wasn't expecting it to be so fast.
Yeah.
She's like, all right, Anise, I don't. Other side, dear. Why are you guys going to the back door?
What? Is this the front door?
This is the front door. I will let you handle the door knocking because I don't know her. I've never met her in person, and I'm afraid I might misbehave if I were to open the door.
Hello?
Oh,
Is this the Meadow Creek residence?
That was a beautiful door knock. Oh,
thank you. I try.
Hello. Good afternoon to you.
Hi.
How can I help you?
You
are many tall people.
We're friends of your daughter, Penelope.
Oh, you're friends of Penelope. Okay. Let's see. Looks over. Is there like a horse mask on you still?
Oh, there absolutely is.
Okay. All right. Well, then that sums that up. Yeah, you must be. Let's see. Anise. Derek. Looks over at the horse. Gonna take a guess that you're Aidin wearing a horse mask. And I'm afraid I don't know you. I don't think she mentioned you yet, but if you're friends with all of them, you're welcome.
Yeah, she doesn't actually know me yet.
Well, everyone, come on in. It's time for lunch anyway.
Are you sure we can all fit in?
I didn't just like.
Don't be shy. Come on.
Tall.
I don't. I mean, I'll come in, and she will probably have to stoop to come in. I don't think Aidin will fit.
Once you're inside, you notice that the space is taller than it looks, but it is going to get cramped if you add the Sundaria. He doesn't seem to be factoring that in. Hold on, I'll go get her. He goes and he knocks on the upstairs door. Dear, your friends are here.
Oh, how did they find it?
Don't know. They're traveling with someone I don't know.
Oh. Okay. And she's gonna climb down the ladder. She just runs over and just latches onto Annis, big hug.
Oh, good, you are here.
Yeah.
She will return the hug. So
I see you met my dad.
Yeah, everyone else is outside. Hello, Mr. Meadow Creek.
Pleasure to meet you. Have a cookie.
Oh, okay. She takes the cookie.
Yep, he produces a cookie that your mom has made, and he's like, "This is important. Give everyone a cookie."
Okay. Can I have an extra for my bird?
Of course. He hands you 5 cookies.
I was gonna say, Hemlock can have 2 cookies if he wants.
So we've brought the emissary of Nimue with us. That's actually how we got here. She teleported us through the water.
Oh, that's so cool.
That was an interesting experience. We have a lot to catch up on. Obviously, some of us with horse butts can't fit in here, so do you want to come outside?
Yeah.
Oh, is Johni here?
Oh, yeah, Johni!
I'll be right down. Just put you on my face.
Is the mom in there too?
Are you doing makeup?
Is it okay if I don't?
And she looks over at her dad and her mom
oh, they are down there. Okay.
She's safe here, right?
She should be. Your friend can take off his mask too.
Yeah, it's all good.
All right, then I'll just do that. And so she comes down in normal Johni attire and steps outside because it's pretty, tight in there for her too.
Oh, good deal. Also meet you, Mrs. Meadow Creek.
It's a pleasure to meet you too. Annis, welcome. I see you've had a cookie. Good. My husband's doing his job. Good. Looks at him, looks back to you. Good. Yes, welcome. If any of you are hungry, we're about to have the second lunch. The first lunch is still here, of course, but if you want to wait, the second lunch will be amazing.
She's gonna poke her head back out. Anyone hungry? They're offering food.
Oh, I'm hungry.
I'm good.
We could do a picnic outside. All of us. Like, you should come outside and meet everybody. She's saying that to her parents.
Hold on. Let me just tell the cooking what to do. She goes over and she whispers some stuff in another language at the kitchen. And says, "It'll be ready in 10 minutes." And she
While
steps out.
she's doing that, Anise is gonna lean down to Penelope and whisper, "Aidin is not doing great. We had a hell of a night. Just letting you know."
Oh no, what happened? I figured you guys were done in like an hour and then just took the rest of the night to rest.
Yeah, we've got a lot to talk about. Let's do it outside.
Okay.
Now role play with yourself.
Oh God.
Emissary of Vivian, this is Diana, emissary of Nimue.
Penelope's just got Penelope and Diana both have just this, oh my God, starry-eyed look,
She's a
like, oh
pretty
my God.
big fan of yours.
Oh my God, but you're an emissary of Nimue. She's like, oh my God, you're Penelope. Holy shit. Oh, I can't be composed right now.
She was at the Clock Tower concert.
Yes, I was. It was really great. It was, oh my God, it was stunning. It was amazing. And she looks over at Johni like, oh my God, you were there too.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, you played it brilliantly. Oh my God, just can't handle it. Oh my goodness, it's so wonderful to meet you, Penelope. I cannot tell you. She's just pulls out her fan club membership card that has, number 2 on it. She's like, I'm your number 2 fan because Heather Sax Code is number 1. She's like, oh yeah, yeah, Heather Sax Code is number 1. Definitely not Vivi. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know where Vivi is actually.
I'm adding her to the map now.
Yeah.
It's been long enough that we can add her.
No, it's
up to no good.
Clearly. She's like, I'm glad you're a fan. You're so cool. I wanted to meet another emissary. Holy shit. She's like, it's don't just stop. Oh my God. I need introductions to new faces. There are new faces here. Holy shit. She looks over at Johni. Yes, who are you?
Do you speak Halfling?
I speak Common.
Thank God. Okay. Yeah, my name is Johni, and yeah, yeah, you saw me. I play fiddle sometimes.
Yes, you're really good. Where are you from? That's a really interesting accent. That's an American accent, right?
Yeah, it's from
Southern U.S.
The Southern U.S. Yeah, that'd be it.
Georgia.
Ish. Yeah.
I can't precisely place it, but yeah, that sounds like a Southern accent from Georgia.
Yeah, it's very Gone with the Wind country.
Oh. Interesting. Oh yes, it's lovely to meet you. How do you know Penelope? How did you get that opportunity? Huh?
We met at a concert in the green room.
Oh. That's lovely. Do you two play together often?
Yeah, we have a few times. It's been pretty good.
Yeah, she's really great. I like playing songs with Johni. Internally, don't be nasty. And then who is this over here? This goes over to Vivi. You just kind of popped up out of nowhere. It's
I
like
knew
you were
that.
just dropped onto the map.
I mean, you literally walked out of the water, so who are you to talk?
You know what? That's fair. Oh my god, I haven't introduced myself. How rude. To the friends I have not met yet, hello, my name is Diana de Broceliande. I am the emissary of Nimue. It's lovely to meet everyone. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name, she says, looking at Vivi.
Vivi Knotcutter? Normal halfling, not at all up to anything suspicious?
No, you see, that is incredibly suspicious. What are you up to?
Stuff.
What kind of
Halfling
stuff?
Suspicious halfling stuff.
What kind? Wait. And then Penelope just runs over. Oh, what kind of suspicious halfling stuff?
I mean, I was thinking about changing the itinerary, but I have a feeling your mom would stop for that. So instead, I went around and I got an idea of, like, you know, what all the cars and stuff are here, and I changed all of their horns to La Cucaracha.
Oh my god.
I figure if we're ever in trouble, then we'll all know immediately because it'll be unmistakable.
You just hear La Cucaracha off in the distance. In the distance, and it's like, oh no, the halflings are in trouble.
It seemed important. It's very Gondor calls for aid.
I appreciate that.
Doing what we can.
Don't be suspicious. um, but oh my god. Okay, Vivi, you have got to see. Like, Diana's got one of the fan club cards. She's like number 2. Yeah.
Wow, that's really up there.
Yeah. Vivi, like, well, your card has number 1 on it, though, right?
No, Heather Saxcoat has that. I can't get that.
Say, Heather Saxcoat has number 1. She can't be number 1. But are you in the fan club too?
I mean, I don't want to brag, but I'm definitely her oldest fan.
Right.
I was there before we had numbers. I was actually like an imaginary number. I'm like -I.
Oh, you're the OG. Wait, so do you know Heather Saxcoat?
The Clock Tower girl?
Yeah. About your height, actually.
Oh, yeah. I met her before. She's a little bit taller than me.
Insight check.
Huh?
Insight check on Vivi.
Go for it. I'll make her roll. Why not? I haven't used her stats in forever.
Oh, no. Why has she got a disadvantage?
What
the fuck?
Is she exhausted or something?
I don't know.
Hold on. Let me check.
She had the one level.
Oh, yeah,
before.
she had the one from... I mean, I guess it would have gone away from...
It would have gone away. Yeah, you can... Let me get rid of that.
Because it dropped a natural 20.
Yeah.
Which would have been a 26.
Yeah, I saw that 20.
Let's see that.
Yeah, because she's still like...
Yeah, you've still got
I guess we never did
level.
the long rest.
Yeah, because we held off on it. So let's do that now. Menu, rest everybody. Blam.
Well, I had changed my spells and marked off the ones that I used.
Yeah.
So...
Don't worry about it. You're not going to be casting spells here. It's
okay.
all good. We're going to be in abstract mode unless you actually somehow get in a fight with, like, the Admiral or something. It won't matter. You're fine.
I will throw hands.
I will fight the Admiral.
I mean, you could try.
He's like 2 feet tall. I can take him.
Hey, he is 3'4" proud.
I'm gonna take him 4 extra feet off the ground he's not used to.
So, yeah.
He's lived a
Diana's
life.
Rolled a 26
All right.
total.
All right, then I'm going to make Vivi roll against that because why not? All right, Let's see here. You said you rolled a 26 total?
Yeah.
Just barely beat her. Yeah, you get the impression that maybe Heather Saxcoat is not actually a little bit taller than Vivi Notcutter.
Oh, that was more like I was rolling insight to see if.
Oh, just
I
to
don't.
identify her at all?
Yeah.
The OG fan.
You were suspicious that you might have met Vivi at some point before in some context.
She's like narrowing her eyes at Vivi, like, I feel like I know you from somewhere.
That's crazy. I don't feel like I know you at all.
Hmm.
Do you want to get to know each other? Come on over here. Let's have some ice cream.
Okay. Yes, sure. Oh dear. I can't move. Oh no. Ah! Okay.
You were stuck in Penelope mode?
No, I just got stuck in the map in general.
Got it. All right. So yeah, you come over there for that. I assume you guys are about to info dump, catch each other up.
Yeah.
So.
But where's Aidin?
In a corner being sad.
Oh.
We'll stop it for the night there, since that'll let us start from the same page next time. Looks a little bit easier. So we're gonna wrap this up, and then I want to talk about what the next few sessions look like after we hit the stop button. So nobody disappear. So, but yeah, that'll be enough for tonight. Hey, you got Halfling Adventures, and the group is back together.
Yeah.
And now there's 2 people for zipped play for a minute.
Yeah.
Exhaust you good.
Look, I'm actually kind of having fun with it. I gotta lie.
I mean, that's fair. So.
And I got a screenshot of all my girls together.
Good times. All right, so we're gonna call this quitsies for now, and then next week we'll pick up after they've done the recap, or maybe we'll let the session recap be what they're doing in character. Who knows? We'll figure it out. Could be funny. But regardless, so that's where that is. I'll advance the in-game clock and all that as well. But cool. So thank you, people, for sticking it out. Hooray!
Yeah.
Huzzah! Good night, internet friends.
Good night, internet.
Good night.